If you can afford another truck, get yourself another truck. If you can't, then you simply just do quick jobs until you can. I'm delivering here, by the way. Can you open, please, gate? And I need you to do that.
Chat, you saw nothing.
Chat, can you clip that for me, please? If you saw what Rob did.
Sprinter.
Test team Map 2102, welcome back.
Sprinter.
I guess that's one way of getting past it.
123, how are you?
Yeah, I'm being twatted here, I can't control shit. The wind's just like pushing me up.
Fucking hell, Danny.
You gotta love it, mate.
I got a couple of screenshots so it'll look like your formation flying with me. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen a 172 look so majestic in my life.
gotta clip that shit.
Left rudder, right aileron, kicks it into the wind. Makes it not very good. Thank you, Code Monkey. I'm too high, I'm too quick. This is gonna hurt. Brace, brace, brace! Fly it, 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 fly it. We're down. I know it makes no difference, but I'm holding my brake pedal. That's a big air brake. Holy shit. Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice baby. Ice, ice baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. I suspect with an isolation something's got a hold of me tightly. God, like a heartbeat daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock the mic like a vandal. Turn up the stage, I got a job like a candle. Dance. Go on. This mushroom deadly.
Coming up on my hometown.
So what happens is if you press Control E. Yeah, that happens. Lands. Well then, let's. Ooh, hit the barrier. Hit the central res then. Danny.
Stay in your lane.
Otherwise, me and Rob will pinch you, and you will fall very far behind.
I need to like slow down because I can't see where my lines are because I'm so like in front of.
Sap emergency stop go.
And literally, I would have been. I was gonna.
Fuck off, cat! I wondered what the fuck was going on. Cat fucking sitting on the control pad. Road.
But there you go.
Oh, we have a new follow. I'll wait for the bot to tell me who that is. Did I miss a follow earlier as well? Don't know, but anyway, Ice Wallow, come 1, 2, 4, 5. Welcome. Fab Diva's gonna go and
That's a troll name.
Oh, that is a troll. Oh, can we have that one gone, please? Ben, sort that one out. Thank you.
Yeah, and better do it quickly before it gets out of hand.
I just went past a place called Borat's Pizza. That was enough to make me laugh. Borat's Pizza, just on the corner here.
And I've now got stuck and I'm holding half the convoy up. It's 2 of you 3. Jelly doing some lawn mowing again. Ah, no.
I saw that in my nose.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the, well, we'll actually call ourselves the Grumpy Gamers now, but as I forgot to change the title, we'll still be kind of the untitled Grumpy Gamer Sim People Wednesday night show. That's alright, it's a bit of a mouthful, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So anyway, I am Red Mozzie, and with us tonight, I wish I could mute the actual stream that's on the browser in the background, and with me tonight is Mr. DXG Wipehouse.
Good evening.
Mr. Irascible Sap.
Hello.
Mr. KTL Rob Powell.
Good evening.
And as you've realised that Captain Jenks has had a bit of plastic surgery. Got a new house. Actually bought the Christmas tree. No, right. So tonight, Captain Jenks cannot make it simply because he's got a 3 o'clock in the morning start tomorrow. But we have a special guest from the Friday show of Mr. Union Jack.
Good evening.
So how are we
radio
all?
Station, by the way.
Aye.
Banging radio station, by the way. Union Jack.
So how was everybody? Happy?
Smashing.
Good. Excellent.
I'm okay. Chilled at the minute.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Yeah, good. Anyway.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Usual. I'm on call again, as Wipeout's always said, you're always on fucking call. It's actually 1 week in 3, but it's enough come round. And if you think it comes round quick, it comes round quicker, a lot quicker for me, I can assure you. But yeah, but it's all right. All good. So this is the last show of the year from this particular show. So it's going to be a little bit different. We do have some news articles, but we also invited Mr. Union Jack on. So there's 3 people here that have played Cyberpunk with 3 different systems, 3 different experiences. So we'll open it out to those guys. Jack's also got some other bits and pieces he's been playing that we haven't. We can have a little chat about. And then we're going to have a bit of a chinwag about the year, really. I mean, not the year as in COVID and shit, but the year in computer games. And things we've played, things we like. And actually, we'll be able to open that one out to the floor as well. So you guys definitely can join in on that bit as well. Tell us sort of games you've played this year that have been outstandingly good, stuff that was not so good, surprisingly good, that kind of shit. Nightmare SC now is Nightmare SC TMP. Is he a mod now?
He's staff. He's event staff.
Which is the first rung on the ladder.
Does that mean we still can't drive into him anymore?
No,
So
but what that does
eventually
mean...
we'll be cursing him for for banning us, even though we were innocent and the 3 trolls around us got away scot-free.
He can't ban us. He can't. That's totally not salty at all. But no, he can't ban us. So
yeah, do you want some chips for that salt, Sap? we'll move on to this new story.
Salt to kill slugs.
It was on Sky News, you know, so Sap.
Yeah, I saw it was on Sky actually. Yeah, no worries.
On CNN. I think Trump had something to say about it actually. I think.
Yeah, apparently he said it was rigged.
Yeah.
He said he wanted a recount.
And on that note, Sap goes to get his dinner.
Yeah, I think he's fucked up. He's had enough of this from Pops today. So, shall we start?
He's going to kick the shit out of his kitchen unit.
Now he hasn't stormed off. He did say I'm going to go and sort my dinner.
He did say he saw his dinner.
Yeah. So, shall we start on some of these news stories?
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Good.
Yeah, better have,
Perhaps I need to get onto the right tab. Have I got the right one? TS2021's the first one, yeah?
Yeah.
This is how fucking organised I am.
Yeah, because we can move pro mods to later because you can have a good.
Oh, pro mods. Yes. Yeah. Well, we can quickly talk about that now. Yeah, I've played.
Drag it out.
I've played. Oh, okay. So, has that played any pro mods Canada in single player?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Do your one first, and we'll go back to when Sap's about. So I'll take us up. So, do you want
Actually, I quite enjoyed Pro Mod Canada in single player because I enjoyed the
shit, he heard us.
With winter.
Oh, wow,
it's brilliant with the winter mod and the physics, honestly.
Can I just say bollocks? I thought I got away with that one.
He's taking it off. He's taking it off. Right now, go. Now slag him off.
It wasn't a slag off. It was a piss take. Go on then. Let's start on this. So this turbine's tremendous. Then this is an American thing, isn't it, Rob?
This is for train sim fans that love their American stuff. Article written by Gary Dozel, does a lot of the American stuff for Train Simulator. The DTG are bringing to Train Sim 2021 a set of Union Pacific turbine locomotives.
See, to me,
gas turbines.
That is an American train to me. That's what I always picture when people say about an American train. That's what I have in my head, those things. And they were turbines, gas turbine things, or diesel turbine.
Yeah, they were gas turbines.
Yeah.
Wow. Big fucking things, aren't they?
Absolutely huge.
All I could say about these is I hope when these come out and we play the scenarios for them, that we're given enough time to spool up the flipping turbine.
Is the track long enough?
Because the gas turbine that's in the game at the moment, the career scenario that comes with it, you start the loco dead and you have to spool it up. The timings for the scenario don't take into account that it takes 10 minutes to start the loco up.
Oh, that's clever.
Shit, really?
Yeah,
quite impressive looking.
It takes a long time to start a turbine from cold. But they are very nice looking locomotives.
Yeah, it looks alright.
In the Steam era, Union Pacific had the 5,000 horsepower big boy steam locomotive. So no, sorry, not 5,000 horsepower, but they had the big boy in the Steam era. Then they had 5,000 horsepower double diesels in the 60s. But in between then, they had these General Electric gas turbine electric locomotives, which were 4,500 horsepower each.
Jesus Christ.
Big boy was 6,000.
Big boy was 6,000 horsepower, was it? Yeah. So...
What, on a steam engine?
Yep. Big boy was huge.
Fuck.
Yeah, I had fucking 2 boilers and a shitload of driving wheels, didn't it?
Well, yeah, but...
They just did it through sheer volume.
So I would say, though, steam engines aren't as efficient. Like, really, the power compared with the fuel. But that is incredible, isn't it? 6,000 brake horsepower.
The gas turbines in the US were relatively successful because they were running over relatively long distances. We dabbled in the UK with a gas turbine engine, but the stop-start nature of the British Railway was basically the gas turbines did not suit.
I've just just Googled big boy. I wished I hadn't.
Yeah, you have to be a bit careful with that. You have to do Union Pacific big boy, I think. Be a bit more specific, or a bit more Pacific.
I can't unsee that. Sorry.
My sound just stopped then, and it wasn't because of voice meter. What did you say?
He said he Googled big boy and wish he hadn't.
Oh, yeah. It's a bloody big steam engine. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's not what I found.
Yeah, where you see it on Google.
So there is no release date on these gas turbines yet. I would imagine with Christmas coming up that it will be some point in the new year that these release. So very early in 2021.
So yeah, they're 4,500 brake horsepower Nightmare, but I've seen them with 3 or 4 of the fuckers on the front.
Yeah.
Pulling like 6 miles worth of fucking wagons. You see them, don't you, on the
Sherman Hill.
No wonder people jump the fucking crossings and the lights in America, because if you stop, you're there for fucking an hour and a half. Wait for that fucker to go past. Imagine that, you're doing your deliveries. Fucking sat there for an hour just watching it. Right, I was late because...
We should have a nap.
Yeah, I'll just turn off the engine now and take my rest period because I can't do anything. But yeah, it's going to be the scenarios. I believe looking at this are definitely going to be Sherman Hill, which is one of the longer routes in the game, American routes in the ring in the game.
One of the longer 25-mile-an-hour routes.
Yeah.
25. Yeah, they are a bit, aren't they?
Well, they all are 25 mile an hour, aren't they? They're not. You know, you never get really above that.
Right, I'm hoping I got this right. Just Trains next.
Yes.
Over to Wipeouts.
Oh, hang on. We've got the.
Well, it's Just Trains, and then a bit later, yeah, we've got what? There was one where we haven't got a thing for it as well, haven't we? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I couldn't find. I'm going to see if I can find the original article on the LGV for this.
Okay.
I'll go on about Just Trains then. You do the LGV.
Yeah.
The LGV, yeah.
So
it is the season for dark nights, falling on your ass, and making stupid deals with things that you realise you actually probably need. But covered in this one and in the next section, Just Trains released I got an email today. Was it today? Yesterday. They are doing their festive Christmas sale up to 50% off on certain modules. I believe this excludes the newer routes.
Oh, shame.
It is up to 50%, so you will still get something off them, whether it be like £1 or something. But I did notice after recommendations on stream the other night, the Class 20 is 50%, so I'll be looking at getting that. There's also quite a few of their more popular high fidelity models of trains. I think it's a Pro range, isn't it, or something?
Well, Sheffield to Derby's reduced from 25 to 1870.
Yeah, there are some. I don't think the extensions are, though. I think because the extensions are new, I don't think the extensions are. Saying that, they're like £8 anyway. Yeah, shame about that one. Like you say, it's £20, but it is. You got to remember it has just released, so they don't want to be sticking it down on sale.
But on the positive, and that's very unusual for a company to start a sale this side of Christmas and run right through to the 7th of Jan.
Yeah.
That's very unusual, isn't it, for anybody to do a sale that lasts that long?
Well, it might cover your payday. It's just clipped onto the back end of mine. It's quite a long sale, so don't panic if you haven't.
Yeah, I think that's quite cool.
They are there, and I do recommend a lot of their stuff. A lot of their stuff's good. I'm going to look at the East Coast Main Line North bit, the Scottish bit that does Perth and Dundee.
I know it's a flight thing, but do you want to bundle Just Flight in with that as well because it's the same company?
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
I was going to be my segment over. On the flip side of things, and if Rob can't find an LGV article,
I found an article,
or doesn't want to talk about. Oh, he does. Okay. Well, Just Flight have also done the same. So, Just Flight, their aviation counterparts, are also running the same deal from today till the 7th of Jan. You can get up to 50% off on Just Flight. On the Just Flight website. This does exclude their new Air Hauler 2, which I'll mention later on, and their 146 Professional, which we mentioned 2 weeks ago. That they're still £60 and £25 respectively. No, other way, reverse respectively. They're more modern stuff tends to be working its way down, but the older stuff you'll find will be more 50%. So you'll have to go and have a comb through their websites, but I definitely do recommend it. Their third-party stuff, like Active Sky, the newly released Active Sky P3D isn't included in the deal. I believe this is solely on Just Flight produced or developed add-ons, not their third-party stuff. So I can't answer for their Airplane Heaven stuff and such. But if you go and have a look, see what they've got, because they've got tons. They got tons and tons of stuff on Just Flight. There's so many more add-ons in there than you might think, but definitely worth a look if you can.
Would that be that? I'm so scuffed tonight, but basically that's
the one.
Yeah.
So that's the That's their Just Flight page. There you go, in case you've never looked.
It's just like the Just Trains one, except it's got planes on it.
Yeah, it's planes instead of trains.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exactly the same.
So-
One's got planes.
So obviously, don't forget, guys, if you want realistic planes in your train sim, download some of them but put them into your train sim instead, and you'll get more realistic airports and trains and planes.
Only.
That won't
you
work.
actually
Do
advise-
not sue me if you waste your money. That does not work, all right? That is a joke. I just want to spell that one out.
If you act on that advice, then you can direct your complaints and lawsuits at twitch.tv/RedMozzie.
Can you imagine how cool it would be, though, to be playing the train sim and having realistic flights going over and shit?
I've always said this about other simulation games as well. You know, if you could, like with, say, with ETS.
Yeah, combine them.
But combine them with something, maybe another one where, like the bus sims and stuff, where, you know, it all sort of crosses over.
So you could
really good.
You could be driving the truck, and I'd be going past in a bus or something, or a coach.
Yeah.
An idea I had ages ago was that what we should do, if three people want to stream it or something, what you should do is find common denominators in the Sims. So, for example, Mozzie and Jack can drive across Greece to Vienna, across Europe into Vienna. Then I'll fly Vienna to like Liverpool, and then Danny can pick us up on the bus sim and then drive around in the bus sim or something, or the train sim. Because Liverpool's on
you fly something in, and then we come and load it up on the vehicles, and then take it out to the distribution centres. That kind of, sort of a real big sim that's got more than just one particular sort of core.
Yeah.
Component in it, as such.
Yeah, it's like Hergel said, the full hog, flights, trucks, farming, everything, everything.
Farming. I mean, you could have done that with truck sim.
Yeah.
You would literally go up to the farms.
Yeah.
They could drop it from the combines into the trucks, and then you take them out. Was saying that a while back. Me and Mrs. was talking about it as well. It's a shame they can't do something like that.
I mean, that would be the sim, wouldn't it? To smash all sims if they did it right.
Yeah.
If it was right. But saying that, if you get the ground handling of Eurotruck, the physics of Flight Simulator, and the weapon functionality of DCS, if you get
oh yes, you go around blowing everybody up while we're driving the trucks. Great.
See that lorry there? Cool. Yeah, just that kind of stuff. If you get the physics of Flight Simulator, the handling model of Eurotruck, and the rails from Train Simulator, because there really isn't anything from that engine that you'd want to borrow.
Yeah.
Then
sorry.
Then it's.
Well, no, because what would fit better? That's where TSW's game engine would kind of fit better, but obviously it needs proper length routes. Proper length routes, not just.
Yeah, that's just development. No, isn't it? That's just development conflictions.
Have you got something for me then, Rob? Or are you just talking about that other story?
Put the link. There should be a link there now to bring up the page from 13 days ago, because it's basically they've not produced another article about it since, but it does release tomorrow, so it's got nice pictures on it.
Where?
It should be on the sheet.
Oh, it's on the sheet, is it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's on the sheet.
Keep talking.
So, Train Sim World 2 High Speed Heaven, the Marseille Avignon LGV Mediterranee Marseille Avignon arrives tomorrow, so that'll be about 6 o'clock on Steam. It'll be midnight for console players. Usually for Xbox and PlayStation players, it's midnight launch in the region, so the Australians have probably already got access to it. But for PC users, it won't release until about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock on Steam. The route takes you from Marseille to Avignon. You get to drive the TGV.
Oh, that's quite good.
The only thing that's going to be missing is at Marseille, they don't have the rights for the for AI for the normal French traffic. So you will only see TGVs at Marseille. You won't see the normal ground-based stuff that runs out of Marseille, rather than the high-speed stuff.
So how long is that route then, in distance? Have they actually started doing a half-decent length one?
Well, either way, you're going to be doing 200 mile an hour, so.
Well, yeah. This is the thing.
It's the same length as the other one, isn't it? Marseille to Avion.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. No, I haven't got that either.
It's quite boring, I have to admit.
I'm trying to see if they list what the length is on the article.
Basically, Jack, what we moan about with TSW or Trainsim World is the fact the routes are so short. It's like you've got Paddington to Reading, so if you get an intercity train, you've barely got up to speed, and that's it. The fucking scenario's over.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a short. Paddington to Reading is quite a short section for something that's doing 125 mile an hour. Yeah. Basically,
58-mile route from Marseille to Avignon.
It's like 58 mile an hour, and you're doing 200 mile an hour. You're going to do it in 15 minutes, aren't you?
Yeah.
You think they
Theory.
Is it 160? They do? I don't think they quite do.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. 320 kilometers an hour.
Well, that's a fair lick.
Well,
that is 200, isn't it?
It'd be about 200.
It ain't far off,
yeah,
is it?
200. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 200 mile an hour.
Yeah.
I was right the first time.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, doing that 200 mile an hour. I think the reason they couldn't get the regional stuff, and I had one drop into my stream the other day actually, a regional train driver, and we were talking about the French network. He, apart from it being very straight and boring, he was saying, yeah, you normally get quite a lot of regional traffic on these routes, but I think Rob said at the time it was down to licensing.
When they're
SNCF basically turned around and said, "No, you're all right."
When they're not all on strike, obviously.
PGB, but you can't have the normal stuff.
That's
there you go. Again,
But that's the first. It's like they've done high speed with the stuff, but this is going to be the fastest route that they've got.
The fastest in terms of completion time, because doing 58 miles at 200 mile an hour is not. Oh, is that not what you meant?
No, I meant literally 200 miles an hour is the fastest we're going to have in game at the moment.
Okay.
Because the
I thought that Shinkansen thing was coming.
Oh, that stupid thing they brought on normal TS that does 400 mile an hour or something. It's a wickedly long length of track in China, and you do it in 10 minutes because it's like a maglev or something. You think, oh, this is a nice long route. Poof! Oh, there.
No, that's the maglev thing, isn't it? The Shinkansen's the bullet train.
Mm.
So that does 230 mile an hour, I think.
Yeah, I was meaning that maglev, Chinese maglev one they
the
did on Train
maglev,
Sim. That was fucking ridiculous. It was like 10 minutes and you're done, end to end.
Yeah, I was going to get that route one time, and then loads of people said, no, don't get it.
Don't bother. Honestly, I've played it. It's really not worth it.
You've only got to think of how Train Sim runs normally, and you're thinking you're going to be doing that speed. 320 kilometers an hour. Oh, that's 200 mile an hour as well, apparently. The Shinkansen.
Mm.
So that's about 200 mile an hour as well. So you've got to think you might as well be driving a pacer down the route or a 150 or something for the frames you're going to get.
Well, Jellybean said it's like a super pacer then. A super pacer.
Super pacer, yeah.
Anyway, are we on to planes?
143 Sapple lob things, aren't you?
Okay. That's a 142 is a proper pacer.
Oh, apparently so, yes.
No, even I think that, so... Yeah.
A 141 or a 142. Yeah. If it's not one of those, it's not a pacer.
Jack's sitting there like, what am I doing here?
what we're on about, Jack, is we're on about a steel square cross section, 4 wheels, and a bus.
Basically, and they turn it into a train, and it bump around all over the place. They even got bus seats in them. Well, they did have.
Yeah, the normal high-speed freight wagons. That's all they are.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
High-speed freight wagons.
Body on top.
Aren't they just freight wagons? Who said anything about high speed?
Anyway, next one.
Hi, Danny.
Good evening, Danny.
First of the night, back to Just Flight. Oh, I can actually get rid of that one now. Back to Just Flight. Air Hauler 2 released this week for Microsoft Flight Simulator. But Air Hauler 2 is a
2020.
Yes. The other one's P3D, the other one's X-Plane. That was Microsoft Flight Simulator.
2020.
So... No.
What does this do then?
Air Hauler 2 is like your trucker's book of flight sim. You can own companies, you can own fleets, you can hire people, you can fly for other people, you can do ratings. And what makes Air Hauler 2 really popular, apart from it being very in-depth. You can only do the flying that conforms to your license. So you get your commercial license straight off the bat because you've got to earn money. But you have to do your single-engine, multi-engined instrument, night, and I don't think you have to do your multi-crew or anything like that. So you do your different aircraft licenses, and it enables you to get to progress. It enables you to buy more higher capacity, bigger aircraft, and more weights. You get to choose a little airfield, and it tracks your flight around in the respective sims. It's been out for maybe a year and a half now for X-Plane and P3D, and is still available. Sadly, not included in the Just Flight sale at a price of £33 or $32.99. It has released this week for Microsoft Flight Simulator at the same price of $32.99, and if you own it on the previous ones, you do have to purchase it again. Yeah, it'd be like doing a HGV test before you can do ETS2. Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's like you're doing Amazon deliveries out the back of a Skoda Octavia. That is available on the Just Flight website, the same as the one with all the sales on it and such. So go and have a look around, see if you like it, if that's your kind of thing. And that's on there for that. And it just runs in the background. You don't even know it's there, except you can set it to talk to you and do all that bits and bobs.
Talking of such things, I had a Discord chat with Jellybean the other night, and he was talking me through Speditor. It looks complicated. I still haven't dared play with it yet. And he also said that you've got to take out the Middle Eastern maps, because if you don't, the fucking game's likely to crash or shit itself.
Nice. So it's good then. It's thorough.
I think it's handy. I can see its point of view. It just looked a bit...
Unless you're in the Middle East.
Overly complicated. Anyway, sorry, moving over.
Pretty cool. No, not a problem. As promised, don't speak these things. The next one, and one that if I'm excited about, but in a very passive way. Those of you who have followed my progression through Flight Sim or have watched the show previously will know I speak very highly of Flight Sim Labs. They made my all-time favorite add-on, which was an A320 that took them 7 years to complete, and it cost 120 quid, but it's amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. I used to be rich once. This week, the forum post that you can see on the screen in front of you went out, and it released their next round of updates. Now, updates from FS Labs are normally quite rare, and it's because they normally have a lot of content in them. Different models, different changes, just patch notes and such. Sound changes. They work massively on realism, but everything they do takes so long because they get it pitch perfect. And starting off with the A320, their little A320, they released the A320, then the 319, then the 321. The 18, 19, 20, 21 series are smallest up to largest, respective of name, suited for different markets and different routes. They've been promising for a while that they would release the different versions, and recently people have been pestering them for a Neo, the new engine option, the next one up of these A320s. But they've said no, they're sticking with what they call the CO, the current engine options, the aircraft that are the more traditional, conventional ones, the older ones, and are working for their Sharklet productions for them. So they've big announcement. 2 new versions of the A320 and the A321 come in from Flight Sim Labs, and that for people, they will be free patches for anyone. Free editions. You'll be able to put Sharklets on, and they'll have all the respective aerodynamic influences that you would expect from a simulation of this type. Going down as well, you can also expect, and this is probably one of the most highly awaited aircraft of Flight Simulator, Concorde X. Concorde being developed by Flight Sim Labs for the... I'm still on the last one.
Yeah, okay, I realised. When you didn't mention the word Tampa, not to go to that one yet.
Tampa or Vegas.
Thank you for the bits, by the way, Novik.
The FS Labs Concorde released in 2014 and was FS Labs' first release onto the Flight Sim market, being incredibly popular, but they never brought it over to P3D. It was only ever available on Flight Sim X. an amazing aircraft. I flew it on stream many times back in my previous life, and they announced 2 years ago that they would bring that over to P3D. Since we've had the whole Microsoft Flight Simulator hype and that released, and that's going through its stages, so it's almost been on a bit of a back burner. But they've relighted the fires with this one because they've actually announced that it will be up for release in the first quarter of 2021. So for those who are still in P3D version 5 they're on now, or P3D version 4.5, you will be able to purchase Concorde X, and I'm expecting that to be around about the £125 mark too. But it will be a full fidelity in-depth simulation of Concorde, and if I still had it, that would be one for me to be very excited about.
You know, you said you were kind of excited, but not. Does that mean like it's more of a semi than a full-on?
I'm half-mast. Yeah. It's just because I can't use it.
Hey Jack, just a question, right? If you go into flight sims, would you think £60 on an aircraft reasonable?
No.
This has been a bone of contention nearly every show. I mean, I've got to admit, I can see why they do it. I can see why, but
no, it's not the way I. It's not the way I play games or the way I do it like that.
I think that's more to the point, isn't it?
You get like your say your France add-on and stuff, and it adds this area and adds this stuff. I don't mind that. But you know, when it comes to buying, it'd be like releasing Forza 5 and you're having to pay, 15, 20 quid just for a new car. You know what I mean? I'd prefer it if, like a car pack, with various different models in, maybe. But, I don't know.
So that's 60 quid. What that A320 I've just been talking about is 120 quid. It took 7 years for them to develop. Yeah. It is a 100%. Everything on it works as it does in the real commercial airliners.
Yeah. I think if you're seriously into the game, you would, wouldn't you? I mean, if that was your thing, then
I did.
Yeah, but I suppose if you think about it, if you had another hobby, like I don't know,
cars, people that get into cars, model railway stuff like that.
Yeah. That for me is an hour's flight. When I go flying, that's an hour. 140 quid. That is 150 quid.
Yeah, so I suppose if it's that's more of a hobby though, isn't it? It's not.
That's what I'm saying. It's a hobby.
Yeah, that's a hobby. It's not really a game as such when it comes to that. It's more of a hobby, isn't it? It's still based around a game.
Oh yeah, I suppose a sim. But yes, I suppose yeah. If you're seriously into it like that, it's exactly what it is.
But I am with Virago on this. We went to Malta and back, two of us, cheaper than that, on a real plane.
Yeah, the thing is, the flight sim community prepared for top quality products. This is the
I get it.
The train sim community, the flight sim community is prepared to pay top dollar
for a top product. Yeah.
I
don't. You wouldn't get that buy-in on train sim and things. You just wouldn't get that buy-in.
Do you know what's so amazing about it is even now, 4 years after it released, I still look at that aircraft. If I was in the sim and I had it there in front of me, honestly, I used to run it at like 4 FPS just because I loved the thing. And that was on my old computer. That was on my old PC.
Yeah.
Its simulation is down to a T. The fan blades spin in the wind, and as they spin, you can hear them creaking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's realism in that sense.
It bounces up and down, and as you're taking off, you can hear the cabinets behind you rattling. I
mean, we take the piss a bit, Wipeouts, but you know that we're jibing, and it's different, and it's like you say, it depends what you're into.
It's a different approach. If you're into simulation immersiveness, if you do simulators to be immersive, it's like it's enough to give you a like you say, more than a semi.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Is it Tampa now?
Yes, it's Tampa now.
Okay, right. Cool. I'm on the right one then. Do this.
Yeah. I don't know when these released, but within the last 2 weeks, we've got 2 scenery releases. 2 big scenery releases. We had quite a few. We had one from Berlin, and then we had this one.
See, this is what impresses me, is these fucking airports. The detail. It's ridiculous.
If you didn't know it, if you didn't see it at the top, you would assume this is Las Vegas, and you would be correct. Las Vegas. Flight Tamper brought Las Vegas to Microsoft Flight Simulator within the last 2 weeks. And it's, as we mentioned in some of our last sceneries, it is a... Look at it. It's got high definition rendering. You can fly down the strip in a helicopter and it'd be like you were there. The airports, and I can personally vouch for the quality of Flight Tamper scenery. Their most famous one was St. Martin, you know, the one where you see planes landing over the beach on Facebook and stuff. That one was fantastic. Their Amsterdam was brilliant. So in this new simulator platform and on this new engine, I would be really, really excited to have a look and have a go at that, because Flight Tamper's work is astonishing. Their scenery, it involves a lot of autogen for the city and outskirts. I believe it also covers Henderson Field, which is a small general aviation airfield. Well, I'll say small. It's more like a regional airport, UK size, which is 5 miles south of Las Vegas. Includes all your standard ILS, SIDS and STARS, your standard instrument departures and terminal arrivals, and yeah, there you go. I let these things speak for themselves because you can see them there.
I am always impressed with the airports that you talk about.
No, they are good. They are good. I can't wait till the regional sceneries come out. They'll be, when Orbex and stuff releases them, they'll be really want to hype out. But Flight Tamper, I've been really looking forward to seeing what they'll do in this new sim engine. And I had a flick through before, and I was still rather impressed.
I mean, look at that.
I'd get it if I flew more in the US. If I flew more in the US, I would get it. But
yeah,
I think I've seen somebody flying around there on this game. Is this for MFSS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen somebody streaming that. It looked very nice.
We're watching Sap's live reaction. Sap's live reaction. So that is yours from Flight Tamper, flighttamper.org for $20. Translated down, it's about 17 quid.
See, to me, I look at that and I think, well, actually, that's pretty good value.
Oh, especially if you're going to use it. You're going to fly in and out of it. It's amazing. Next, the second one that I mentioned at the beginning. So you had Berlin at release, but I'm not really covering that one. Las Vegas, which we've just seen. And next being Liverpool. Liverpool John Lennon Airport. Originally, Liverpool Speak Airport, if you didn't know. Is a single runway, rather small regional airport in the northwest of England. One that not really many people want to go to because it's near Liverpool. Single terminal. I was supposed to fly out there.
The planes don't even want to go there. If they stay still long enough, they end up missing the wheels.
They end up on concrete. They end up on cinder blocks. You know when the little general aviation ones are starting, because it just sits there going, hey.
Apologies if there's anyone in the chat that comes from Liverpool. We are joking. Banter.
No, we are joking. I have been, and I did look at going to the flight school there. No, I did look at going to the flight school there, but... no, I
will say
Liverpool
though,
John Lennon Airport had its new terminal. Go on.
The paint's peeling off the letters there. Look at it.
Yeah, it's probably not been paid since it was erected in 2003. That's when the new terminal went up, if anyone remembers. Very popular with people who might have seen the TV show Airline, based around EasyJet's check-in operations or airport operations.
Was it there?
Yours.
It was there in Luton.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it was there in Luton. If anyone ever watched it, but I think that one as well looks amazing.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, I believe it's finished, and that is also yours for £16.50. £16.50 from Sim Market, and it's developed by Digital Designs. I believe it does also include the immediate surrounding area, but it doesn't involve too much. It doesn't involve too much of the surrounding orthographic scenery. What I would be interested to see is if at the end, at Liverpool, at Speak, at the other end of the runway, at the sea end, there's a little aviation park, and it's got the old original passenger terminal in it. I would be interested to see if it's got that in it. I'm just trying to have a look now, but I can't see it. I don't think it does. I don't think they've included it in it. Because that's got a few. It's all an industrial estate now, but it's got the original airport terminal in from 1928 or something. and it's got a few little aircraft out there, which is always good fun to see. Also home to a very popular Raven Air, called Raven Air flight school, very popular in the local area and very popular with commercial students as well. So Liverpool, go and have your fill before they take it.
And you can have the yellow submarine.
Take that and I'll lob it over the side in the Mersey.
So do you think it
Go the
actually
wrong way,
works?
you'll end up in Manchester. About as well as the Thetis did, which is a submarine that sank off the coast of Liverpool.
Oh,
They opened a tap on the front of it and it flooded
that was clever.
while it was submerged.
Why have I got?
Isn't that the one that sank twice?
Eh?
Isn't that the same submarine that sank, that actually ended up sinking twice?
Yeah, they brought it up, cleaned all the dead bodies out of it,
Hey,
sent it to the Mediterranean, and it got
I'm sure
bombed.
they're mistaken because they do go underwater. Maybe they thought it was a boat and it sank.
No, it did actually only do it twice because it went out on a test, sank. They righted it, sent it to the Mediterranean. It got to the Mediterranean, it got bombed and sank again. So I don't think it had one successful dive. I think it's the least submarine. What had happened is they'd painted it and paint had got inside the tube. So when the torpedo tubes were full, you'd open a tap to see if there was water still in there. So they opened the tap and no water come through. So they opened the torpedo tube, but because paint had dried in the top, no water came through. So they opened the torpedo tube and all the water came in, and it sank by the bow.
Okay, now.
Oh my god!
People survived it. The people were in there for about 3 days, but they couldn't get them out. So they
That what up one end? In an air pocket.
Yeah, they were all sat at the back. I think two people tried to get out in an emergency escape hatch, but they were crushed by water on the way out.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. Wasn't that one of the first tests of the Momsen diving bell and all that lot as well?
No, I don't know, possibly. I just had I had a teacher at school who was obsessed with it. He kept on going on about it. That's how I know it. It was because my teacher wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Yeah, there you go. So this week, Silent Hunter. No. Last two, I promise.
I would love a new Silent Hunter game.
Yeah, same.
Preferably one that's not filled with as many bugs as the previous ones.
Oh, Silent Hunter 3 with the Grey Wolves pack though was brilliant.
Although saying that, I've got Cold Waters and I never play it because it's too hard for me.
No,
it's too hard for me. I just die all the time.
That's me on any game.
Right, stop. Get a calculator out. The next one. The Toilis A321 Neo and Neil XLR expansion. Now, I say expansion, and that isn't an expansion of the aircraft. It means it's a literal expansion. So, for this add-on, and I will put this disclaimer out there immediately, for the A320 Neo and the A320 Neo XLR, you need the Toilis A320, what we call a CO, current engine option. This expansion, as you can see on your screen in front of you when Mozzie's not looking at the pictures, is £22.50, but you do need the £58 base version.
So it's actually $80.
Yeah, pounds. I've converted it all. So yeah, it's an 80 quid, and you get 3. And my review from someone who has done this in X-Plane, who has got this and has actually used it in X-Plane, he says it's actually pretty cool. It's still in development. They still release. It ended up like the fly-by-wire one, except they put a price on it. So at one point that was just a mod, and then they improved it and put a price on it, and it's working its way up again. They are continuously developing it, but as you can see, it comes with quite a lot of features. It has the 2 Neo engine options, the Leap and I don't know why I started that. The Pratt & Whitney ones. The Pratt & Whitney ones were the famous ones that kept on breaking mid-air. That happens apparently. And it's got a 3D cabin and lots of nice snazzy things. The same as it's along the same lines as the FS Labs one we saw for the previous simulators, but this one is for X-Plane 11, so we're covering all simulators this week. And that is available from the Toilis website. That I could stick in a link, but never mind. Oh no, so it's not available from Toilis website. It's available from the X-Plane store. I can't read my own notes. That is available from the X-Plane store that you see on the screen in front of you there. And the last one, I promised before I just disappear into oblivion. the P47 Thunderbolt update. And I've always going to said, bit chancy on doing the updates, but I'm going to let this video play because this is eventually coming out. This is in the next DCS update. This is coming out of early access and is going into its release state. Have you got the video?
Well, it won't go full screen on here. Is there no YouTube link? No. The full screen button does fuck all. Perhaps if I do that and then do that.
Well, it is Russian developed.
Well, they've rushed the website.
The Russian in.
You not right click it and get a link and open the link in the browser.
No, I tried that. I got inspect. Doesn't look like it's a YouTube link actually, but crack on.
No,
talk about it.
I can't find it.
It's more like a Vimeo, doesn't it?
Yeah. quick. It's a QuickTime video.
At least it's not Flash Player. Gone at midnight. Rip. P-47 Thunderbolt, nicknamed the Jug. Very famous for being a very rugged and dependable aircraft, and had the single most powerful piston engine ever created, I believe. I don't think it was ever matched in terms of piston engines, because after that they were all turbines. The Pratt & Whitney that was in it, though, the Pratt & Whitney radial was, again, apart from being incredibly reliant, was it's a chat hit link, nice. Is incredibly powerful, incredibly rugged. It can take a hell of a beating. There was a tale of one of these flying alongside. There was one on the way back from escorting bombers, and it got shot at by a Focke-Wulf, a German fighter, with an ace at the controls, and it got hit and hit and hit and hit. The Focke-Wulf put all its ammo into the P-47, and it still flew home. Still flew home straight because the pilot was. I'm pretty sure the pilot had more holes in him than the plane did. But yeah, very popular in the Second World War, very popular in the European campaigns, and not just because it had 6 20mm cannons in the wings. Oh, so 6 50mm and 2mm. I think they were Hispanos, the same as roughly what were in the Spitfire, except a bit more powerful.
I've got to say it, the graphics are incredible, aren't they? Absolutely. There's no denying it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Play it with planes like that.
Yeah, at that resolution, anything would look nice.
Yeah, is that in 4K?
Well, I think I found the YouTube video, but...
I mean, it does look impressive.
Yeah, I think I found the YouTube video.
I think if I was going to play any kind of thing on DCS, that's what I'd want to play, like World War II planes.
Yeah, same. Well, I've been trying to get... I've been trying to get a bit familiar with the Spitfire. I have got the Spitfire Mark 9, and I've been trying like hell to learn how to use it. The other day I made the mistake of flying at a ground mission that was near it, thinking, oh, it's alright, it'll be full of World War II trucks and guns, and then got shot at by a heat-seeking missile.
Oh.
Blew my wings off and I landed it in a field, but it was fine. But no, yeah, the DCS stuff's amazing. That is currently on sale. That's $10 off, and it's down at $39.99. So $39, and down from what would normally be $50, and that is converted as well. So you would only pay.
And this is for a game that base is free.
The base game of this is free. So you can go and download DCS, get this, and I actually don't know how much the map that you saw there. They have the channel map. Products.
So
terrain.
So that's the thing. So DCS is it just multiplayer?
No, it's
so you can play single player as well.
You can buy and you can get free campaigns for it. People make campaigns and just stick them on forums.
Because I wouldn't want to get that game, get a Spitfire, and then have you lot fucking flying around in tornadoes and shit like that. I'm not going to last long, are you? It's like, as good as the Spitfire was in World War II, up against bloody Harrier jump jets, tornadoes, and MiG-29s, it's not going to last at all, is it?
I mean, you were pissing about with the editor this week, weren't you, Wipeout?
Oh, I was doing ship battles. I pitched 2 navies against each other and watched all hell break loose. It was great fun. It's like a sandbox. You just get in and
fly anything.
Shoot shit. It's great. But Yeah, the channel map that you saw in the video there includes northern France and southern England. All of southern England, I believe it involves a lot. I'll see if I can find a square mileage on it.
Well, I recognise that as Dover and Dover Castle.
40,000 square kilometres covering the English Channel region set in the Second World War era.
Impressive. That is
And
impressive.
with all assets. Inclusion of the V1 flying bomb launch sites in occupied France, airfields in England, including Dietling, Hawks Ridge, Leipzig and Manston, which is still there, have been, and the United States Air Force, High Holden, which I believe...
That would be quite a cool mission, to do the Spitfire ones where they were tilting the wings on the V1 bombers.
On the V1s.
To come alongside, and they tilted the wings to tip them off of course and stuff.
You can do that in DCS now with other aircraft. I did it once with Harry when I was on DCS with Harry once, and he was in his A10 and he was going dead slow, and he ended up putting the nose of my Harrier up the back of his A10, but all that did was force his A10 up like that and he fell.
Oh. So it didn't end well then?
No.
That's the
Authentic
one aircraft.
recreation of the ports of Dover, Folkestone, New Haven.
I think that's my favourite aircraft is the A10, if I'm honest.
Well, they've just released the A10-2 Tank Killer, which came out.
It's a lovely plane. I used to have an
If you
Airfix
get
model of the
Fairford-
A10.
Yeah,
if you can get to Fairford next year.
Yeah, oh yeah, well that's it. We can try and see if we can go and see it at Fairford. There you go, Jackie. You in the? Oh, I'll send it you. Damn. If you can see if you watch that, that's got it on. But yeah, that's all good fun.
Yeah.
And my next one, I think, will be the channel map, and then maybe after that the A10, depending on. That might come under the payout though. I might have to wait for the Twitch payout for that one because that one is expensive. It's $80.
To be fair, if you bomb the fuck out of Dover or Folkestone now, you're probably going to do about a tenner's worth of damage.
It's population control.
Anyway, before we TOS this channel, we have one more news section, which is mine actually. Woohoo! So, if you were after a NVIDIA 3090, bear in mind that's the really fucking expensive one, you might even have an even longer delay now because some fucker was desperate for them. $340,000 worth of fucking NVIDIA RTX 3090s was stolen in China. Wait for them ones to hit the black market.
No, hang on.
Go on.
Whoa. If you go down in the article, it does state that these were in fact for Wish, so they're actually just repurposed 6060.
Oh yeah, 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 exactly. They're old, probably 1998 cards, aren't they?
Yeah, these were actually going to be £100 from Wish. You get them, and it's a
you get a photo of it.
1.5.
Yeah, or just the box or something, or like you say, it's an old, like 10-year-old graphics card or something.
To be fair, if you do end up buying these from the people who stole them, you will get a quicker shipping time.
yeah, probably. Yeah, you'll get it sooner. Well, I mean, someone knew what they were doing. 40 cargo boxes of graphics cards.
Wow.
Someone ain't got any spare room in their fucking house, have they? They are literally doing this.
200,000 RMB.
It's a warehouse
Is that...
job. This is a warehouse job.
Yeah, of course.
I reckon it's an inside job.
You reckon?
40 boxes. 40 boxes?
Well,
For the
crates.
risk of being shot.
They must have known where they were as well.
And to know where they were, exactly where they were.
Yeah, that is true.
I reckon there's an inside job on this.
SLI them all together.
I do have, Snap did bring up.
You still can't run trains then.
Yeah, you still can't run it at full tilt.
One last piece of news that isn't on the list that SAP quite rightly brought out.
Yeah, go on.
Regulars to the show will remember that several weeks ago, a couple months back, we reported that Take-Two put in a bid of about £750 million for Codemasters.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Now, what's happened, SAP?
I don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
That wasn't me with this link.
EA, Electronic Arts have come in at the last minute and gone to Codemasters. We reckon you're worth more than that, and they've put in an offer for £1 billion. Now,
1.5 it was. 1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. £1 billion.
Wow.
Fuck me.
That
They've
is
got some
more- that is
fucking
more
money to throw around, don't they?
Considering this is a company that was built by two brothers in their living room that had to get their dad involved when they started making serious money from the games they were making, things like the Spectrum, the Amiga, back in the day. This is the company that bought us Micro Machines for across multiple different.
That was amazing. The original Micro Machines.
More recently, they've done the F1 games. They've done Dirt Rally, and things like that. And for a British gaming company to be valued at that sort of money,
$1.2 billion.
1.2 is it now? I know how they'll make all this back. Set the scene. Formula 1, 2022, because it'll take that bit of time to develop. You sat on the grid. You accelerate towards the first corner. Carnage behaves behind you, but there you are in your brand new spanking new cars. Get to the hairpin, freezes. You must pay for this corner.
You're going to pay for the fuel for real money.
Let's be fair here. I've had people on various Discords saying, "Oh, this is a bad thing," and they were complaining about microtransactions and things like that. And I said, "So you thought Take-Two would be doing anything any differently with these games as well?"
Don't know. Do they do it then?
Both Take-Two and EA are both as bad as each other when it comes to militant DLC practices and in-game purchases and things like that.
Yeah.
I want to look at this as a point of view that this is a big success story for the British gaming industry because it's a British-born company being valued at £1 billion.
That's
That's a
ridiculous.
hell of a lot of money.
I must admit, though, there's a couple of funny ones in the chat here. Danny Weissman said pit stops will be $9.99 each.
Yep.
Mingy the Merciless said you will pay for the second gear. Which, come on, they are funny. Pay for the tyres, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if... I don't know. Is EA as evil as everyone makes out? I've got some EA games and they're all right.
Some of
They've
them,
been
yeah.
getting better.
It's not so much they're evil. It's just they are. It's the fact that they are willing to make a quick buck off anything.
But a lot of these software companies now, right? Got right. Everyone on this chat, apart from Wipeouts because he's 10, but the rest of us will remember when you bought a game, and that was it. You bought a game.
All right.
I'm only kidding, Wipeout. Right. Now you buy a game. Oh no, but there's a deluxe version. There's a Game of the Year version. There's this one. It's like, why can't you just buy a fucking game?
The worst one for that, Bethesda.
I've never even heard of it.
Who remembers Fallout 76?
Oh, okay.
When that came out, because they promised canvas bags and loot crates and everything. The canvas bags turned out not to be canvas. They were like little swimming bags you used to send a year 2 with that you knew was never coming back again. And the loot crates used to come and they were promised to be this big thing with loads of stuff in it, and it had a load of hay in it, and the box was painted with a bit of
No, the
British
best thing
Racing
was-
green paint they found at the back of Dad's shed.
The best thing with that was the American only special edition that came with the Power Armor head.
No, yeah,
where it
yeah,
turned
yeah.
out the Power Armor head actually had been made with radioactive materials.
Okay, so here's a
Got it all
question.
from Flint, Michigan.
Here's a question for all of you. Is it worth paying that premium or Game of the Year, whatever, for them to keep developing and updating the game or not? No, I mean, right, because a while back, Rob made a very good point about Wreckfest. They ploughed us with fucking updates and downloads for the Season 1 pass. I mean, we've really got our money's worth out of that. And now they've only just brought our Season 2 pass out. We did get a shitload of extras for the money. Is it all bad? You know, the online stuff, if they've got online, well, if they're running their own online servers, someone's got to pay for that server space.
Not at frequency, because EA...
Done ethically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, like, rip the shit out of us, but...
No, but I think if they're going to create new content and you're going to pay for new content, as long as you're getting a decent amount of content for that money, I don't mind so much. It's when you go back to when was it before EA? Was it Westwood Studios that had Command and Conquer?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
So let's say hypothetically Tiberian Sun, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that game on PC. boxed, obviously, back then. The DLC come out. The DLC was cheaper.
Yeah.
That was Firestorm or whatever it was.
I see what you mean. You bought the extras, the upgrades, didn't you?
Yeah. So there was none of this season pass stuff. You literally bought the bits you wanted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I preferred it that way.
But if you didn't buy those extras, you didn't feel that there was anything disabled in the game.
No.
So if you bought the main, like if me and you had Red Alert and I had an update and you didn't, we could just play the non-updated version together. Yeah. You didn't feel you had to have it.
And how it's done now is we download the full game. But if we, like, for instance, the latest Call of Duty Warzone thing, I only wanted to play the Warzone bit, which was free, but it downloaded the full game as well.
Yeah, because it's there on your hard drive, so all it does is unlock it if you
pay the price.
That's why Call of Duty is so big, isn't it?
But they've changed it now. You only have to download that one element now. They've actually altered it, so that's good on them. I'm glad they did that. But yeah, so really back then you only bought the expansion pack if you wanted it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of preferred it that way, that you only buy the bits you want, like with ETS, I suppose.
Yeah. Virago saying he thinks SCS are doing the right thing with that.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, we can all drive together, and all right, you need all the maps for pro mods, but you don't need them all if you're playing the vanilla map. Even on multiplayer, you don't need all the tuning packs. All right, other people's trucks might look a bit weird or might not see the paint job, but you can still play it.
Yeah, you can still hang around with each other, so that's not really an issue.
Yeah.
I just think with the EA and stuff over the last, they probably are getting better now, but it's more so with the FIFA stuff and these football card packs, and you don't get that player to keep. You get him on loan for so many matches, then it's gone.
Is that how it works?
Call of Duty was, that was the same, wasn't it? It used to be, if you went on Call of Duty, you could have a list as long as a Train Simulator DLC list on Steam of skins and accessories. And you used to buy for 75p the little icons that used to go on your player tag and stuff like that. That was ridiculous. That got well out of hand.
But some of them now,
like CS:GO gambling, that ended up really, really restricted because of its own.
Yeah, terrible.
That was a big do about that. Do you remember?
There was, but it's like other games now where you can buy a sniper rifle, but you think to yourself you're getting the rifle, but you're not. You're only getting it for like say 29 days.
So you're actually renting it.
So wrong.
Renting it.
Yeah, that's so wrong.
Yeah, I think that's
pay to win. Pay to win. Pay to win.
What's the see this? Yeah, if you do DLCs like that, if you do DLCs in a pay-to-win type, which is something that Wreckfest avoided and we credited it for it, then brilliant. If you do it in a pay-to-win style, like
you gained upper hand on somebody because of how much money you've got, and that's not not the right way.
Yeah.
Do you remember in Arma 3, if you picked up, you could have you had all the base guns and all that kind of stuff. But if you picked up someone else's gun and it had a sight on from the Marksman DLC, tiles used to fade in and out on your screen. So much so that you couldn't see what was on your screen with the Marksman logo and a little thing at the bottom saying buy the Marksman DLC. Now, even if you removed that Marksman DLC item from the firearm, it would still come up and display. And that was really, that used to wind me up because you could just go and get mods for them. But what does do it really well, and what does the whole DLC integration in multiplayer really well? And I'll stop jerking it off at some point in the show, I'm sure, but DCS. Because Virago said this, and it was Virago that pointed it out, because I credited it, but Virago said it in a discussion we were having about Train Sim. Because if you don't have Train Sim DLC, you can't play that scenario. That's gone. Unless you go and swap it, there's nothing you can do with it. With DCS, and you might not know this, Jack, but if I'm in an F-14 flying, and I don't have an A-10, but Harry does, so if we're flying together, I can still see him, I can see his aircraft, and I can see his loadout, and I can see him doing things, I can see the features on his aircraft. It's as if I've got it, but I just can't fly it. It's there, I can see it, but I can't fly it.
I wish they did that. That's the one thing I wish they'd do with the ETS2. You should be able to see everyone else's mods. You just can't put them on your own trucks unless you buy them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agreed with that with Mozzie. Yeah, definitely.
And Train Sim. That would change Train Sim if they did that.
Yeah. You could see the other trains, but you can't drive them unless you actually buy them.
I've got another good example of a good one.
Go on.
SnowRunner.
You'll have to explain it. I don't know that
Hang on a second with that one.
So how does that work then? Because we haven't got it.
Yeah, loot boxes shouldn't be a thing. I agree with that.
They got in trouble. SnowRunner got in trouble because they released a season pass, and then they released a DLC that was outside of the season pass, and everyone went, "Hang on a second, I've just bought this season pass, and you're telling me the season pass is useless because you've just released a DLC that's outside the season pass."
Because I bought a game that had a year's season pass, and it said very specifically, it was Doom Eternal. You will get all updates for the next 12 months.
Yep.
All updates for the next 12 months.
Yeah.
I think, from what I can gather, or from what I saw, I don't know if there's something recently. How recent? It was a truck. It was just a truck. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it was just a truck.
Yeah. Right. Well, fair enough. And it was like £2 or £3.
But if you've got the season pass, they should have been giving you that.
Yeah, and you get the content and the maps and things like that, but they've brought out a couple of little vehicle packs that are a couple of £.
Yeah.
So, maybe they should be included with the season pass. Yes, I agree with that. But at the same time, if they were charging £20 for it, I'd be annoyed. But if it's £2 or £3, it's not really that
one of the ones that
big of a deal.
Something you don't
the
see
principle
anymore.
Of, you're going to let them get away with it for £2 or £3. Next time it might be £5 or £6. Next time after that,
Or how many £2 or £3 are you going to miss out with over 12 months?
Yeah.
But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. The only thing I was talking about multiplayer and seeing each other's stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Now, with that is I had the season pass. And at the time, I think Fallen didn't. So I got the new Canada region, or whatever it was. Whatever region it was. Now, because I own those maps, he doesn't. He can still actually come into those maps with me and drive around and do the missions and things with me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's DLC done right.
Yeah. The only thing is, I think probably the vehicles that were in the season pass and things like that, you can't actually collect them.
Yeah.
But he can still drive those maps and he can still do those missions with me. And I thought that was quite a good thing, really. The fact that you can still play together on those new parts of the game, even if you don't have the DLC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of like with the same way with Planet Coaster. If you get something off the workshop, like you get a park off the workshop with a specific ride, maybe that you wanna try out, and you don't have, say, the adventure pack or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can still go on that and ride it. But you just can't make any changes and save it or anything like that.
Yeah. So in some ways, some of these companies have done it right in some ways, maybe not in others, but you know.
What
I don't think it's all
see
bad
anymore, because what you don't see anymore, and it's never really considered or it's never really spoken about, and because it wasn't. I think this is the staple of how you should deal with non-exclusive content in multiplayer. Is what FSX used to do back in the day. Was if someone was flying something that you didn't have, it used to substitute it out for the best match it could find from what you did have.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't see necessarily what they were flying or the skin that they were flying, or if someone was in a 7.4, you would see a 7.4, but maybe not that livery. Or if you didn't have a 7.4, you'd see something that it thought was relatively similar.
Yeah.
And you never see that in games. I've seen that in FSX, and that is the only one I can think of that's got it close. Yeah, I thought of another one then, but not even Flight Simulator does that. Not even the new one. It just puts a default model in. So someone could be flying a 320, and you sat there in a Bonanza, a little single engine prop thing instead of a commercial airliner.
Yeah,
it's just it'd be so look what I'm doing, and you'll see this Bonanza go like that, disappear up into oblivion. But you never see that anymore. Ever.
No. Anyway, before we move on to some more meat, as in Cyberpunk.
We're in the thick of it now.
Do we want a 5 minutes piss and top our brews up?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go and get them.
Yeah.
Speaking about meat,
yeah.
Did you know you can now buy the world's longest pig in a
Put it away,
batter in Whitby?
Really? How big is it?
Yeah, it's in my food channel in my Discord.
Is that not a sausage roll? Is that not a bacon sausage roll?
No, it's a 2-foot battered pig in a blanket.
Wow.
Where is it? Is it food pot? Holy shit!
Yeah, that's a big pig in blanket.
Food porn. There's pasta.
Yeah, it's 2 foot long, battered,
There's
pig in
no
a blanket. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, Whitby is what, tier 2, tier 3?
Yeah,
Well,
but you
we
can still go and pick one up and take it home.
Pick one. I was just going
Or
to say,
delivered.
you'd be sticking that on your roof,
Yeah.
tying it down. With
Look,
time.
no, whatever anyone says, no one could handle a 2-foot sausage. Come on, let's be honest. No one could handle a 2-foot sausage.
So I'd give it a good go.
Especially wrapped in bacon and battered. God, you'd be ill.
Jesus.
You'd be fucking ill.
Well, you mentioned meat and that just popped in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was worthy of bringing up, but fucking hell.
Do you know,
It's impressive. It's impressive.
I've seen that, and I'm having flashbacks. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Life on Mars, but there's a scene in that when he gets cut up in the guy gets cut up in a chippy, and he's going, all his hands are in there, and he's stuck in the bath, and he walks out and said, "Have you seen what he's done with his?" And he walks out, and someone's gone, "Oh, there's a sausage left," and.
Jellybean said he's not folding his in half for anyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's 12 inches, but I don't use it as a rule. Boom. Right, anyway, on that
Go
note.
big or go home, Jellybean. Go big or go home.
We'll be back. Get yourself your drinks, chat, and refreshments. And when we come back, we will be talking a bit about Cyberpunk and Red Dead Live, plus a bit of a chat about what we've enjoyed and what we haven't enjoyed in the gaming world in 2020. Just 2020 still, isn't it? Yeah, 2020. Right. Yeah, we're still here. Right, speak to you all guys in a bit.
Right.
Oh, I've got JP
Let's
now
get
with
to
us.
there.
Come on, JP.
Try again.
There comes JP.
If you can afford another truck, get yourself another truck. If you can't, then you simply just do quick jobs until you can. I'm delivering here, by the way. Can you open, please, gate? And I need you to do that.
Chat, you saw nothing.
Chat, can you clip that for me, please? If you saw what Rob did.
Sprinter.
Esteemed Map 2102, welcome back.
Sprinter.
I guess that's one way of getting past it.
123, how are you?
Yeah, I'm being twatted here. I can't control shit. The wind's just like pushing me up.
Fucking hell, Danny.
You gotta love it, mate.
I got a couple of screenshots so it'll look like your formation flying with me. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen a 172 look so majestic in my life.
gotta clip that shit.
Left rudder, right aileron, kicks it into the wind, makes it not very good. Thank you, Code Monkey. I'm too high, I'm too quick. This is gonna hurt. Brace, brace, brace! Fly it, 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 fly it. We're down. I know it makes no difference, but I'm holding my brake pedal. That's a big air brake. Holy shit. Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice baby. Ice baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. I suspect with an isolation something's got a hold of me tightly. God, like a heartbeat daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock the mic like a vandal. Turn up the stage, I got a job like a candle. Dance. Go on. This mushroom deadly.
Coming up on my hometown.
So what happens is if you press Control E. Yeah, that happens. Lands. Well then, let's. Ooh, hit the barrier. Hit the central res then. Danny.
Stay in your lane.
Otherwise, me and Rob will pinch you, and you will fall very far behind.
I need to like slow down because I can't see where my lines are because I'm so like in front of.
Sap emergency stop go.
And literally, I would have been. There it is. I was gonna.
Fuck off, cat! I wondered what the fuck was going on. Cat fucking sitting on the control pad.
Road, but there you go.
Oh, we have a new follow. I'll wait for the bot to tell me who that is. Did I miss a follow earlier as well? Don't know, but anyway, Ice Wallow, come 1, 2, 4, 5, welcome. Fab Diva's gonna go and
That's a troll name.
Oh, that is a troll. Oh, can we have that one gone, please? Ben, sort that one out, thank you.
Yeah, and better do it quickly before it gets out of hand.
I just went past a place called Borat's Pizza. That was enough to make me laugh. Borat's Pizza, just on the corner here.
And I've now got stuck and I'm holding half the convoy up. It's 2 of you 3. Jelly doing some lawn mowing again. Ah, no.
I saw that in my
Oh dear.
Oh dear, Jelly. That didn't work out.
How did you know, Sheikah? Oh.
Funny.
Oh dear. Oh, that. Nice one, CK. Oh dear. That's good.
What have I missed now?
Nothing.
That man's not really handling high-speed manoeuvring very well. I've seen him tap the barrier once. I mean, hit the barrier. Sorry.
Oh no! Yes! No! Yes! Yes! Woohoo!
He hit me. He hit me. He hit my trailer.
Well, right click, get the
I'm not
tab.
going to because I may.
Sharper points, that might slow us down. Yeah, that's just doing me tits in. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. Hang on, shit. Other cap, other cap, other cap. Handbrake. Is linked. Yeah, fucked. Welcome to Carlisle.
MSFS, Fab, is because I got it for a quid. And I quid it's a steal. So, quid for this month.
Oh!
And you know, for me, that's worth it.
Any reason why we stopped?
We didn't.
Well, I've just driven into you on my game. Big time.
Oh, am I rubber banded in then? Oh, good.
So did I, Sap, to be honest with you. Call him Mr. Spadastic, over fanatic, listen to the Rob go, ooh.
Please tell me that's going to... Oh. 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 Oh, yeah! Oh, it's going... That's one of the biggest I've ever done. It is a bit of an awkward sod to drive, but that's not such a bad thing, really. Oh, shit, I've just spat. Now I know what that was for. I thought it was for speed limits. Oh, shit.
A bad spad. Oh, you've gone through it at speed as well.
Oh. It's up to you, Rob, whether we remap.
And we are back in the room. Has everyone got their coffee? I'm drinking coffee because it's a weeknight.
I have tea.
Actually, I'm going to be back in a second because I meant to have got something else. But while I do that,
biscuits.
No, it's not biscuits actually. I'm trying. Oh, right, this is how it's got. I'm watching this on OBS and I'm trying to click the watch stream bit.
Oh,
in OBS, not in Discord. It ain't working. It's not working.
Watching a replay or something that somebody sent you, and you're trying to, you know, like if you're watching it on YouTube or whatever, and you're trying to move the screen, thinking you're playing the game.
Yes, I was doing that last night as well, helping Dory set up ETS2, and I'm trying to click on shit. Anyway, we've got something a little bit different. Basically, as we said, Mr. Jack is here to talk a bit about Cyberpunk, and along with Rob and Sap have both got the games. I don't think Wipeout's got it. Have you? I haven't got it.
No,
so basically, Jack's gonna have a little walk around while these guys talk about it.
Yeah.
Over to you guys. Oh shit! Apart from I've clicked something. Well, I shouldn't have clicked.
So I listed this on the sheet. I listed this on the sheet as the good, the hype, and the ugly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start rather than with the good or rather with the hype. I honestly think that we can't talk about Cyberpunk without talking about the ugly. Now, Sap has experience of the ugly, personal experience of the ugly with it. If you want to explain, Sap.
Yeah, I've been having a similar issue to what a lot of people have actually reported having. It's not. I'm not alone in this by any small stretch of the imagination. But there are certain parts of the game. It runs just fine until you get to a certain part of the game, and it'll crash every single time at the same place. And they have released a bug fix for that, but there are still, I personally because of how it crashed for me, which was what I call a hard crash, where there is no choice other than to press the power off or the reset button on the case of your computer. There's nothing else you can do. It just goes black and that's it. That's how it crashes for me every time I get to a certain spot in the game. Yeah, so that's what's been happening for me. So I'm just, even though they have released an update already, I'm still gonna wait for some more bug fixes, I think, because there are other things that is still wrong with the game that I found out the other day, as in they have shipped the wrong configuration file for all the PC versions.
Love it.
And that's right up until the that includes this latest update. It still has the bot configuration file, whereby basically it restricts you to, I think it's 1.5 gigabyte of system RAM, and it restricts you to 3 gigabytes of VRAM on your graphics card, so you cannot take full advantage of your machine running the game. And it's a one-line fix. And there's something else as well, something to do with FPS. No, the one-line fix is the FPS. You can fix your FPS by doing getting a hex editor and editing one line in that, and you can get like a 20%. It's to do with the Ryzens. It's to do with how they handle things, and this one-line change gives more so if you've got less cores, like mine. For example, I've only got a Ryzen 5 1600X. I've only got 6 cores. I would see more of a benefit from that chip, from doing that one-line patch, than say somebody like Mozzie with how many cores have you got? 12?
12, yeah. It's the 39X.
You would still see a benefit, but it would be to a lesser degree than what I would see, if you know what I mean.
All right.
But yeah, it does have its flaws still, and I'm basically, rather than having to you can get mods, by the way, Nexus mods and Reddit both have mods available that patch these things out, but I personally want to wait for an official patch.
That was very GTA of
same things. Right, that's my tuppence.
Mine is I've got a Bailey's, so for tonight because it's Christmas show.
So what we're watching here, what system is this on then, Jack?
What specs is your machine?
Does this come from?
This is a 6-core i5-9400F, and it's running 16 gig of RAM with a 6 gig 1660 Super.
DDR4, that isn't it?
Yeah.
I like
so
Bailey's.
that's a pretty good mid-tier system.
Yeah,
I'd go with the 60. Yeah, the 6060 obviously helps massively. And SAP, you've just said as well, you're on a 1600.
Yeah, I'm a Ryzen 5 1600X. I'm also running a 1660 Super.
What RAM?
I'm on Windows 7. But
what RAM?
It's supposed to run on Windows 7 just fine because it actually installs DirectX 12 for Windows 7 in the game.
What RAM?
Install.
How much RAM you got?
16.
16.
16, yeah, 16.
So you're on 16 as well.
16 gig DDR4.
Rob's on a
what are you running?
RAM.
What's your specs, Rob? And what's been your experience?
Ryzen 2700X with a 1080 Mini with 6 gigabytes of VRAM and 32 gigs of DDR4. Though I'm still only running 16 gig at the moment because I haven't installed the. It will be 32 gigs, but I'm still running 16 gig at the moment because I've been lazy and not installed my new RAM yet.
Oh, what? Come on.
It's only had it 6 months.
But my experience has been I've encountered a few bugs, some of which have been funny, some of which have been game breaking. There was a point where I went to do a side quest and the game loaded in the middle of the side quest without me doing anything, and it dropped me beneath the world. So I was jumping around and I could see the cars above me and things like that on the street, but I was below the world itself. Then when I reloaded the save point to go back to that mission, the truck in front of me got catapulted about 30 feet forward into a bad guy. And it killed the bad guy instantly when it hit him. I'm like, what on earth happened there? I wish I'd caught that on screen, honestly, because it was one of those ones I'd love to share with CD Projekt Red of here's a bug. It's not a game breaker, but it's rather amusing. Look at this. This isn't supposed to happen. To move on slightly from specs, the big disappointment here with this game is the delays to the 10th of December were to bring parity across all platforms that they were releasing on. And I don't know how many people in the chat are aware, but on the previous gen consoles, this game does not run very well at all.
Yes, I've heard this. There's particularly the PlayStation is having issues with this game.
The 4 or the 5?
Yeah, the PS4.
Right.
And
I don't think
Xbox is having some issues as well, but yeah, it's PlayStation. They're having a torrid time.
We shouldn't mess with those ones yet. Run away.
So, so just to give us some idea, Jack, what are the graphics settings on this?
They're mostly set to high.
What out of what? Is high the top or is it ultra or?
It's ultra. Some of it's ultra up, but a few bits of it are on high.
So it's doing all right then. And if anyone's seeing a little bit of, bear in mind this is streamed through Discord as well.
I have actually heard though. I'm sorry to cut in, but I have actually read that if you're not playing on what is it 2K and 4K, it's pointless having it above medium because you get such little gains above medium.
But you'll gain on frames though, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
This seems to be doing all right. I mean, like I say, bear in mind, everyone, it's streaming to Discord, and even with the Nitro Discord, it's not the best. So it'll probably be slightly smoother. Yeah, it's slightly smoother on Jack's screen. It'll be than what we're seeing. But I mean, we're still seeing it's
Yeah.
My experience with it, though, I have done that storyline that SAP's having issues with, and I went through it with no issues. There's been my personal experience is I've had very little. I think I've had one bug that's made me have to reload the game, and that's when a sniper rifle would fail to fire, and I loaded back in, and then it would fire again. With regards to the actual performance of the game, I've not really had any issues. It loads quick, it plays smooth. The storyline is amazing. I'm playing it for that alone, really. And just the fact I can run around the city killing people and, doing these random missions. There's a very cool...
Oh, have we lost Jack?
No, was that Jack gone, is it?
Has he still got internet
I thought it was
issues?
me going then. Right, so
Jack,
from an external point of view, so far, because I haven't got it, I haven't looked into it, and if I'm honest, it's not my kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
same.
watching in, I have formed my own opinions and such of it. So what I'm getting so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you have a system which, whether it be software or hardware, is maybe not the most up-to-date, you may struggle. But on what would be considered a more up-to-date version, so systems like ours, possibly with the exception of SAP because it's running Windows 7, you will still see acceptable levels of performance given the title and given its price and such. You will still see good performance, just maybe not quite as good as it should be, because of the things that they're still having to work in into the patches. But like any release, you are still going to get glitches. You're still going to get the occasional glitch, but it's. Would you guys say it has improved from its original state?
That's probably more to Sap and Rob.
and Sap.
What was the question?
Do you think this? Would you agree that Cyberpunk has evolved to be better in its current state than its original state?
I wouldn't. After I downloaded it on day one, tried playing it, it crashed. Since.
It's all right, mate. You're back. Wi-Fi pissing around again.
Can't really answer that.
Yeah. I would say yes. This is something that I've already put 30 plus hours into since launch.
You haven't streamed any of it though.
No. Restarted the game several times, just to try out various different character builds.
I've got 2 characters on the go at the minute. Yeah,
it is an RPG build, an RPG game based on a pen and paper system from the 80s called Cyberpunk 2020. Story-wise, it's been absolutely fantastic. I would say that I prefer the female V voice actress to the male V voice actor. I think there's more
more character.
Yeah. And Keanu, there are certain sections with. I'm not going to spoil any of the story. But
yeah, don't do a Carlo. No spoilers.
You spend a lot of time with the character voiced by Keanu Reeves. There are points where you feel that Keanu's getting really into character, and there are points where you think he's just reading from a script, and that's it. But then that's Keanu Reeves all over. People that were expecting an absolute A-star performance from Keanu Reeves, it's like there's very few movies that Keanu Reeves stars in where he's ever given an A-star Hollywood performance, to be honest with you, because he's not the world's best actor. I enjoy his movies a lot, but I'm not going to turn around and say that he's an Oscar-winning. He's up there with Oscar winners.
Rob, can I just can I cut across just a quick and say thank you for the raid, Squire of Twitch, and welcome raiders. Welcome to the Christmas special of the Untitled Gamers, which will become the Grumpy Gamers when I've changed all the graphics. And at the moment we're just talking about
something after.
Yep, we're just talking about Cyberpunk for those that have just joined in. So, Caracon.
What I was about to show you before everything crashed was settings in the menu for censorship of nudity and copyright music.
Okay. Do you want to still show it? Do you think you're going to give it a go?
That's one of the things that the
I've got it here on my screen from a thread from Twitch about it.
I mean, by all means, if you want to share up.
Patch, when you had that DMCA option on, it was still playing copyrighted music.
Yep.
But they patched that out.
Apparently they have. Now I've got two tweets, only one I can find at the minute. Right, we've seen some confusion around Cyberpunk. Now I've been concerned before about nudity in games and scenes of sexual nature. I've had a friend streaming actually a game the other night where there was a woman who breastfed a baby within the game, and he was very concerned about obviously the showing of a breast and a nipple or whatnot.
That should be allowed.
I've got here.
Oh, we lost Jack again.
He's gone again.
Oh, shit. Oh, right on the bloody nail biting bit. Jack, come back to us quick.
Was he okay with the breastfeeding?
I've got a semi now. Keep talking.
Come on, love, Mama.
I'm kidding. All right, I'm fucking joking. Honestly, I just shut the fuck up, don't I? I spend most of my stream going, I'm joking.
No, carry on and make it worse. Or what's how far you can push it. So okay, so you're talking about features there, about having the ability to remove any copywritten material and nudity from the others. Does it also have community support? So can you have mods and such?
The modding community, technically speaking, CD Projekt Red do not support modding of their game.
Okay.
However, the modding community has already come out and started modding stuff. For instance, there is already a community patch for the issue that Sap mentioned earlier about the code being set so that it doesn't utilize your entire system thing. Some very clever people have already gone and done a couple of hex edits and released a patch, an unofficial patch, much like the guys that did for Skyrim and Fallout, where they made the unofficial patch that fixed a lot of bugs. They've come out and they put a patch in that says, right, this should now utilize your full system resources. So instead of using 25%, instead of using a single core on, say, my 2700X, it'll actually go, oh, you've got 8 cores. Let's spread the load across the 8 cores.
All right, I'm going to go there. This game was a fucking year behind schedule for its release date. Over a year. Shouldn't have got it right.
Yes.
In theory, yes. I don't know why. Maybe COVID put a kibosh on things in the last year. You know, I don't know.
I've got another theory as well.
It should have been more polished, though.
And I've seen this with other games in the past that have taken ridiculous long time to fucking come out. The problem they've got then is fucking technology's changing. whilst they're fucking building it. So they're forever trying to catch up then. You know what I mean? Once they're behind, but then we've all got new processors from a year ago.
Let's make no mistakes about this. This uses exactly the there shouldn't have been an issue with consoles because this is essentially using exactly the same engine that the Witcher series is on.
Yeah.
So
slightly updated from The Witcher 3, but it's basically still the same engine that The Witcher runs on, just on a much bigger scale.
So I've got The Witcher 3, and that fucking runs beautifully. Fucking all the sliders up full on my system, no problem at all. And I haven't played it since I got the AMD. That was when I had the Intel 4790. So, what's the fucking problem? And I am playing. I am being the dick on this bit at the moment.
No. You're right to be. You are right to be the dick on this. This comes under. This is why I specifically titled the section. The good, the hype, and the ugly. Was this game overhyped? Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Fucking hell! It was
this
the most
game
hyped game ever.
It's a good game. It's a good game, but was it overhyped? Yes. Absolutely overhyped. It's not. For a AAA title, it's got hours and hours of gameplay. I mean, the main story takes about 15 to 20 hours to complete, and if you do all the side quests and everything like that, you're looking at 100 hours of gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's a shit game. And no, Virago, exactly, but with rightly so. Go on.
But you are quite right to basically say that this has been 8 years in development. What the hell went wrong for the console launch to be so bad that they've had to say we will accept refunds on both physical and they've instructed retailers to accept physical refunds on products that can't be used again because basically it's already been claimed and all that lot.
We got sound. We're going to get picture again. Yay!
So as part of the bad, yes, they had 8 years to get this right. It's an engine that they've worked with for a very long time. Maybe COVID slightly put the kibosh on things, but that's only 1 year out of 8 years that they've been working on this. And the whole, as I said earlier, the whole reason they put this back to the 10th of December was to get that parity right, and they didn't. They messed it up. We can now see why they did not allow any footage to be released. They embargoed footage from console play for reviews because it's just not working on the Xbox, the previous Xbox and the previous PlayStation. It's just not working properly. And you're talking frame rates of 5 to 6 areas where you're down to 5 to 6 FPS, which on a console where you know what the hardware is, you know damn well.
Yeah, there's no excuse on a fucking console. A PC, there's 5 of us in this chat, and we haven't got the same hardware. None of us have got exactly the same hardware on this show, let alone the chat room.
No.
But console, there's no fucking excuse. Right, let's be honest. An Xbox One is an Xbox One. A PS4 is a PS4. Yes, all right, they've got the fucking 4K versions of that, but they are
with regards to the refunds, right? CD Projekt Red have said and given authorization for these companies to give refunds. Sony are blankly refusing. Game have blankly refused. They've told one customer, no, it's not faulty, just wait for patches. Somebody actually got onto Sony, probably from the PlayStation 4, saying, I've been told I can get a refund, and they're saying, no, you can't.
Can I just say, though, by definition...
It's Projekt Red's fault if the retailers are saying no when they've given authorization to actually claim refunds.
Can I just say something on that, though? If it requires a patch, it's faulty.
This is true, and they said that, but Sony and Game are being arseholes about it. Again, that's not CD Projekt Red's fault.
Yep.
They will patch it, and they will fix it.
Not that anybody...
People are not going to wait, are they? So
not that we watching that would be able to do this, because I don't know if anyone's got an Xbox or a PlayStation has bought this game and is having the experience that it's a bad game. If you are refused a refund by the retailer and CD Projekt Red have authorized this, the first step in the UK at least is to go to the which ombudsman is it that deals with
the trade standards, because at the end of the day,
trading standards.
Our trading laws are that the product has to be deemed fit for purpose. And if it doesn't run, it's not fit for purpose.
The developer has admitted. The developer has admitted that the product is not fit for purpose on these consoles.
But again, no, you're right.
These companies don't have a right.
you know, Virago, I know we gave him a bit of a bad time last week for Iberia, but he's right in a way to be able to call stuff out. We can all call shit out. But my point of view is, and this is even from someone that's not even going to buy the game, is this fucker was a year fucking delayed and still got problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible, really.
Yeah.
So terrible, I went a bit high-pitched.
But it's having problems on older hardware, which is strange. Really, you'd think that they'd have that nailed down.
Yeah.
So,
again,
those specs for a long time, like you say.
And consoles haven't fucking changed at all.
The Witcher 3 works perfectly fine on the two consoles in question, and it's exactly the same engine with a few modifications.
Yeah, and I got Witcher 3 on the PC. I was running Witcher 3, no problem at all, on a Intel 4790K with a 1080 Ti. Yes, all right, it's a 1080 Ti, but no problem at all.
Jack, you can add a year to that list as well. Mint.
I said, whilst you're away, that to deal with the hype side of things, it's a great game, but I think it was overhyped.
But then every game is overhyped. That's the problem nowadays.
Yeah.
Any big game is overhyped, and I don't jump on that hype train. I was excited, yes, but I don't watch video after video. I don't like go around telling everybody that, you know, oh my god, you know, this is going to be the best. This is, you know, it's like with every MMO that comes out. Is this going to be a WoW killer? No, we don't need a WoW killer. We just need a better MMO.
I think we discussed this at release of the Flight Simulator, if you remember, because I used the most common and the most popular example I can think of developers, well, not necessarily developers, sometimes it's sponsors, or if it's exclusive for a console and it gets pushed to be a AAA title. My example for this kind of thing, for exactly what we're talking about, is always No Man's Sky.
Oh, I've been waiting to talk about that.
Is
as an example.
Go on.
Well,
go on,
let's face it. I mean, I pre-ordered. No, I got it on release day on the PlayStation 4, right? I played it for an hour, 2 hours maybe, and thought this is not at all what they said it was going to be. The hype was all wrong, and it was quite hyped. And I traded it in the next day at the game shop.
Well,
regret that now?
I've got it on the PC now.
Oh, well, there you go.
I bought it a couple of years
now.
back, right? And I'll tell you now, they've never charged once for any patch, any DLC, anything that they've added into that game.
They've made
an amazing game out of it.
They've made an amazing game, and they made so much money on the initial release. But if you look, because somebody did a case study on it, I don't know if anyone's seen on YouTube. There's a guy on there called Internet Historian, and he does, you know, a bit of a piss take, it's like a comical documentary, and he's done one on Fallout 76 and where all that went wrong, on No Man's Sky. And if you look at Happy Games' promise and their development and the features at release, what they were promising up to the point where Sony pushed it, they were meeting them targets.
Yeah.
But as soon as Sony started pushing it to become a AAA title, they were forced to promise all this stuff, and they just couldn't deliver it. So what they did was they got their heads down. A year later, it took them 12 months, first patch, and then I think it was 6 months after that, second patch. And they've built on it since, to the point that Jack's saying now. Because I've not played it.
It's phenomenal now. I mean,
it's a great game.
I played it for 6 weeks solid every day when I crushed my hand at work. And I was off for 6 weeks, and I played it every day. That's the one thing that kept me going while I was off, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's even more patches have come out since, and it is fantastic.
What they added to that game, it became the game that was promised. It took them and more. Besides, it took, and the blame for this does not lie with the developer. This is something I want to touch on.
Yeah, absolutely.
The blame for because this is the difference between, say, No Man's Sky and the problems that we're having on consoles and some PCs with Cyberpunk, is that Sony forced the developer's hand on No Man's Sky, and it was released about arguably 18 to 24 months too early.
Yep.
Cyberpunk is released a year late, and it's their own in title published by themselves. And what they've released is something that wasn't ready for release. on a lot of platform, on quite a lot of.
In some respects, I don't give a fuck who you blame. If I've spent £50 on a game and it's broken, I ain't gonna be happy.
No, exactly.
This,
50
this
quid.
I'm showing right here is somebody did a spreadsheet of No Man's Sky and its features. The top half is what Happy Games promised or mentioned in the lead up to the initial release of No Man's Sky. And as you can see, when it released, there were all these things that were promised or said that was not in. I mean, it kind of had its own periodic table, but apart from that, it didn't have anything. Not much. You know, it's not everything, but it didn't have much of what it promised. Has it got that now? Well, it's not.
Well, there's a lot of green on there.
Yeah, you even some notes on there. So like the second one down, destroy space stations. Was it there at launch? No. Is it there now? No, but you can attack them. So they've done something. NPC ships launching from ground? No. Yes. Sorta. In selected instances where NPCs have broken ships, you may help them fly away.
Repaired them and they'll fly away.
Yeah. A dynamic skybox, but a skybox nonetheless. Because they said no skyboxes, but they have a dynamic skybox, but they'll have to work that out in an engine. Smart AI that knows what planets you've been to, can't confirm. You know, they've still put a lot of work in there. Call women to aid you in battle. Alliance with factions will help you in space battles, but you can't have your own like dedicated wingman. Below it, and this bit is I don't know if this is what you're going to say, but this bit here is the interesting bit. These are features that were not promised or were not mentioned in the hype that they now have. So this was never promised or never said that it would be in. This is stuff that they have put in there additionally as to what they didn't promise. Now, the cynical of like Virago probably would say that, oh, well, shouldn't they sort all this out first? Well, some of these are pretty big things. Skyboxes, big things. You know.
For the record, though, I don't think a lot of Virago's questions are unreasonable.
Oh no, not at all.
No,
not at all.
No,
I'm just saying from an incredibly cynical point of view, you would say, well, they need to get these sorted first.
Yeah.
Well, look at the amount of them.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we're giving you this extra while we sort those out to a degree.
Submarines, archaeology, tech plants, farming.
It's farming, so you can grow stuff now. Whereas you can't fully blow up a space station, but let's face it, you can grow stuff for your crafting and manufacturing that you can do.
I mean, the fleet combat's in.
Yeah,
the fleet combat's basically in.
Multiplayer is fully functional.
Where they get their head is because I always use them in my case study of whenever we discuss anything like this, is the fact that they saw what they promised and they didn't sit there and post on social media or try and do damage control like a lot of people do. Fallout 76, for example, Bethesda went on this big media thing, released all these loot crates, went on all this big push to try and redeem themselves. The Happy Games got their heads down because the guys who were doing the PR, it's a small team, the guys who were doing the PR are developers. So they did what they do best. They got their head down and they went at it.
Yeah. I think that's a big success story myself. I think that's probably one of the most successful.
Yeah. Well, that is a turnaround, isn't it?
One of the most they turned it
ever.
That is a turnaround.
Because the amount of negative reviews at launch compared with the reviews of No Man's Sky now, if you sort them by date from the start, it's still negative. But if you sort it from the past 12 months, it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
Yeah,
the reviews are overwhelmingly positive for the game that now exists. I am happy to say I don't have it installed at the moment, but I am happy to say that I have No Man's Sky, and I can install it whenever I want, and whenever I feel like going around just messing around in space, I can reinstall No Man's Sky and just go and enjoy myself.
Exactly.
Now, with the hype of Cyberpunk, to bring this back, what a curveball. With the hype of Cyberpunk, with everything that was out there, and like you say, 8-year development time and all that, what in my opinion, do what they do best. Now, I don't know this developer. Who is it? Who develops it?
CD Projekt Red.
What have they done before?
The Witcher series.
Which are very good. Yeah, Witchers are very good. Okay.
Okay, right. Okay, well that might be a bit different because they'll probably have their own PR, HR department, social media teams and stuff. But what you need to be seeing from that then is that they're getting their head down and doing that. And my question to you is, with the patches and with everything that's been said from release till now, are you seeing that? Or is it, or do you think that they could be a bit more?
It was a 3-point-something gigabyte update for me, like literally 2 days after launch. So yeah, they're definitely trying to fix the bugs.
Yeah.
So they're working on it.
Break. They're going on their Christmas break, so the next
You know
patch is
what?
for the new year. But
This is going to sound really wrong. I've got it on this PC, and when I see people saying I've got this problem, that problem, don't mean UTAP, I mean consoles, and people saying it's dead buggy and this. I just what? I've had literally no issues.
But that's the weird thing, isn't it? And it can be the weird thing with PC games is literally because it could be down to your Windows setup. Yeah, Windows setup, all sorts of configurations. I must admit, I've got a bit sidetracked by Turtles 2, who is about to make a homemade lemon meringue pie.
Oh, bless you.
I'm now drooling. But
none of these games are like Cyberpunk with its hype, and then obviously the big letdown with a lot of people having issues, and even No Man's Sky. You know, the debacle of that, none of that comes close to Star Citizen. I mean, that's not it's not a complete game at all yet.
I would not.
How long's that been out?
You can do. How many hundreds of millions in crowdfunding? Well over a decade in development, and still even the single player campaign isn't complete.
Well, they found
what the hell are they doing with all that money?
They found a Christmas list from a T-Rex, and apparently that was on it. So I want Star Citizen when it comes out.
Citizen.
Too late. You got before the asteroid hit the Earth, you know.
So, okay, if any game gets that much hype, do you think it could only be disappoint if it's been hyped that much?
Yeah, it's like, do you remember the first?
Is it to the point where it's so hyped?
Batman movie?
Yeah.
The hype for that, the people
I think with the way social media
around the corner to get in the cinema.
Yeah.
Big disappointment when you get in. It doesn't matter what it is when it's hyped that much.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, and even if going back to Train Sim with the West, you know, we know that the West Coast Main Line South was buggy as fuck, but look how much it was hyped as well, though, by us. A lot of it before we'd actually played it. Not that we were excited about it, new fucking content, this is going to be great, this is the section of line that we wanted, and then we went, oh, fuck. Well, I didn't actually, fortunately, I didn't pull the trigger and buy it.
Come on, you.
But,
in the corner.
Yeah, but hold on.
I didn't do the hype thing, though.
No.
I didn't do the hype thing.
Virago, I would say, not for Cyberpunk, I don't think anyone here on this panel hyped Cyberpunk. Well, I mean, me and Rob certainly did. Me and Wipeout certainly didn't, because we didn't get it, but yeah.
That's why, yeah, pressure. Thing is, when you hype something to that extent, when you hype something to the extent of Cyberpunks, you can only test it so many times on so many different configurations on so many systems. But you put it out there to a massive variety, and you can't optimize it for everything. You cannot optimize it for everything. The way it is these
days, isn't it, with game developers, is nowadays, instead of because back in the day, I'm talking like Windows 95, whatever, there would Microsoft would get like a whole room full of computers, all kinds of different configurations, graphics cards, memory configurations, a lot, right? And test it like that. They don't do that now. It's just the customer is the test base now.
Oh yeah, you are a beta tester for pretty much all games now.
Yeah. That's how.
And hardware.
It's just modern development, isn't it? It's
and worryingly,
it's we, the customer, are now the testers.
And worryingly, as we saw with the NVIDIA cards, not just fucking software. No. You can be the beta tester on a fucking grand's worth of graphics card. What Dan?
You look at? Go on.
Dan, so I was just going to say, Danny's had a couple of comments. I don't want to touch them, but he did say that apparently a lot of the reviews didn't get their hands on the consoles. They only saw the PC version of Cyberpunk, so they could only work with what they had.
They also had people slamming it for playing it and it being buggy, and they'd got the version that didn't have the day one patch in it.
Yeah.
So it was going to have those bugs because they'd not been patched out with day one, so they were slating it already before it was even released with the day one patch. And it just takes all that big media, big streamers, big
Yeah.
YouTubers to destroy something before it's even had a chance.
Oh
like
yeah,
they did with No Man's Sky, so-
they can hype something and they can destroy it as well.
Of course they can. So it's a volatile environment anyway.
Finish on a good point. This is probably the first game where I've been able to go in and, in certain situations in the game, I feel like I'm John fucking Wick or the Equalizer, just walking into somewhere and you get shot, you're getting hurt, but you can own. You literally through the different game mechanics, you can go in there stealthy, you can go in there all guns blazing, you can hack people to passively
lose
as a short
eyesight, can't you, and
circuit.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like short circuit, you can passively take out the enemy. You short circuit an enemy and they don't die, they just fall to the floor collapsed unconscious and they won't wake up again until the NCPD eventually show up and arrest them. It's the amount of stuff you can do in this game is when it works.
Yeah,
is astounding. There's
Me
well
and Rob
over
have both approach missions in the same mission in a different way. I went in through the front door, all guns blazing. You went in through a window from the balcony because you climbed up. So there's lots of different ways you can do things. So it is really, really clever. It's very good, really.
Yeah, I mean, Danny and Nightmare have both picked up, though. Well, look at the hype GTA 5 got, and it was fucking amazing. Red Dead Redemption 2, but Rockstar seemed to, as Nightmare said, seem to be on another level when it comes to like open world games. Let's face it, there isn't a lot broken when they come out, even. There isn't a lot
this
broken.
Is what I was going to ask. Well, no, GTA 5 did have its fair share of bugs.
It had bugs, but not.
It continued to do so, but they were funny. See, Rockstar has this thing where it seems to be able to make them part of the game, or the part of the
Oh,
world.
you mean like the cement flipping tennis nets, that kind of thing?
Yeah, the one bush on Hollywood Boulevard that if you crashed into, it was solid.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember? No, that kind of.
But they probably left it there because they thought, like you say, it's funny. So just fucking leave it there.
Yeah,
it's like Sonic, let's leave it there.
But you used to walk. I remember once my mate was in a plane and he was flying at me, and I was running into the garage, and the garage opened. And normally, you'd go to cutscene, walk in, you'd be safe. But it opened and it didn't go to cutscene, so I'm then stood there running into the garage, and he just goes like that, straight into the garage, and everything blows up.
I've got one example of a bug I'd like to share, and that was with what Sap was talking about earlier with Star Citizen. Now, if this was on Twitch, I would have clipped it, right? Basically, it was Fallen again. He was sharing it on Discord.
It's
and
always
he was
Fallen,
in this big
isn't it?
ship. This
Get a
big
minute.
ship, and he went up to the window, and you can look out the windows on this ship. You can walk around while it's flying through hyperspace or whatever you call it. And he went up to this window to look at it, and his character ended up outside the ship.
Well,
and his ship just fucked off and left him floating in space. It was so funny.
Was it Jenks or JP that happened to on Train Sim? He ended up in a different train.
Jenks.
Yeah.
Jenks.
Jenks.
Yeah. He jumped out his train and got picked up by the 166.
Yeah,
And
he went from the cockpit of a 66 and then ended up in a networker, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's
Also, he
it.
fell out of a train and couldn't get back in.
Gone.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well, his train's travelled off and he's going the other way on another train.
Just quickly, off piste, but we're talking about like people like reviewing, and let's be honest, our streamers tend to be reviewers as well with new games, live reviewers. Did you see that American hardware review, Australian hardware reviewer that's going blasted and blacklisted by Nvidia?
Yeah, yes.
Fucking hell.
Did a spot
For
about it,
speaking his mind.
This week, yeah.
And it's like, even Jay's 2 cents has got his thing and said, you can like the hardware, but you might not like some of the practices. They fucking written him a letter. They blacklisted the cunt. He's like, that's it. Wow. He's like, you're not getting our cards for review anymore.
There was so much backlash, though. The good thing is there was so much backlash that Nvidia had to go groveling back with a groveling email.
Yeah, but they never will, though. They'll never send him anything ever again, because they'll send it and they'll go, yeah, it's shit, but the video won't, like, he'll always have that bias now, because they've treated
But what
him
it's
like
done,
shite.
though, is the whole thing is, it's cast the seeds of doubt in everybody's minds now. When it comes to reviews on Nvidia products, everybody's always going to be in the back of their mind thinking, now, are they being paid by Nvidia? Are they just towing the line for Nvidia, or is that an actual honest review?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they do, there's still laws. You've got to remember there are still laws that cover this in both the US and the European Union and the UK. We have our own version of the EU law, where if you have been paid by a company to do something, you must fully disclose the fact that you have been paid by the company.
You have to in America as well.
If you've received it from the company for the purposes of review, you have to declare that you have received it free of charge from the company.
Shit.
For review purposes.
I did that reviewing your beta test things, and you wasn't sure where or if you were going to sell them, but I made a point of saying Rob has handed me these to beta test and to review for free, just to be on the safe side. So if anyone goes, oh yeah, he's, yep, I've been open all along. Can I just say, I just saw an announcement from Miss Love 666, who we've driven trucks with. She plays a lot of World of Warships and that. Yesterday was her 1 year anniversary, and she's hit the 1,000 follow milestone. So congratulations!
Well congratulations!
And Merry Christmas!
Yes.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
we like good news. We like good news on this show.
So
congratulations.
I know we've been a bit long, but the other reason we got Jack on the show was Jack's been playing a lot of a game that I don't think any of us have. Played,
well, I've got the full game. I've never played it online, and this. Am I right in saying, Jack, that Red Dead Online is the online part run as a standalone?
You can buy it at the minute as a standalone for something like £4.49.
Yeah, I mean it's cheap, isn't it?
It won't stay at that price.
So grab it now if you want to get it.
If you want to play it, grab it now. It doesn't include the storyline. It only includes the online component. Yeah, I've been playing it. I've had it for a long time because I've got the full game. I've had it for about a year, but I could never really get into it. Now, I've got a bit of a critical point to make about it first is, for you to do anything, it's quite grindy. The reason is, we're talking about these microtransaction type things and having to purchase extra things in game. They're kind of doing it a little bit with this one, is whereas you can buy gold bars, right, for real money. Now, you don't have to. You can earn them in game, but it's not a quick process.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
Grindy. It's
much
a
like
second
Grand Theft
job
Auto
type
Online.
grindy game.
But once you've grind a bit of gold, you've got these different professions you can do within the game. One is bounty hunting, which you need to buy a bounty hunting license for, which is you need to buy it with gold. At the minute, if you've got Twitch Prime, or whatever it's called now,
Twitch gaming,
you can link your account and get a free bounty hunter's license. I don't know if that's still running, but I got that, and that's how I got back into it, because then I could start making extra gold. So for about a week and a half, I went on and did some daily missions. Each daily mission gives you some gold nuggets. They all add up to a gold bar. If you go on and do one daily every day, your multiplier goes up. So now I'm getting like 1.5 times what I would normally do per mission, which enabled me then to buy the next career, which was trader. So now I'm basically trading with carts and things, running missions up and down the map, delivering goods. So that's normally meats, hides, things like that from hunting. And there's just lots of various different things you can do in it. There's random stranger missions like you get in GTA, where you might get some guy stuck up a tree and he's got a bloody panther or some sort of wild animal basically keeping him up there like a bear, and you've got to kill it and get him down. There's some quite funny missions. There is a main story as well that you need to complete, and you can just, like me and Nightmare, we posse up in there. We all get in a group and we go out and sometimes get into a bit of hassle with other players. We've had a few nice, decent gunfights in a town with other players before. It's just been a real good laugh, and for £4.49.
Yeah, I was going to say,
even if you just had a few hours on it with your mates every now and then, it's well worth just having a blast round and having a laugh. You get your own horse. You can buy better horses. You can cook at your camp. You can cook food to sort of give you extra stats to help. There's loads. You can lasso each other off horses, which is always fun. So
I named a horse.
It is a good laugh.
I named a horse, and Mozzie went and killed it.
Oh, I thought it was Amber that named my horse Beans.
Oh, okay, yeah. Amber named it because I was on the call to Amber at the time of watching Mozzie stream.
Single player this was, and it got hit by a train, ironically.
I stole a train
of all things.
For all you train sim guys, I stole it. I stole a steam train the other day because it was one of the daily missions was to drive a train for something like 5,000 meters or something. I can't remember now.
So you nicked one.
5 kilometers.
Yeah, something like that. I just stole the train and just got in the cab and
Grand
off
Theft
you
train.
go, you know. Yeah.
Oh,
As
it's
you
GTA, was it? You
hot
could nick a
stuff.
train.
Well, it is
Yeah, you can
GTA,
steal
isn't
a
it?
train.
It is
Yeah,
GTA
it's
with
technically GTA, but in a
with
Western,
horses.
you know.
Yeah, but
Not
was it
huge,
Liberty
yeah.
City you could nick trams?
I've
Was it Vice City? There was one of the
Vice City.
GTAs you could...
Oh, I can't
Oh,
remember
which one was it? You could nick
By the
trains.
way, before
tap.
we finish, just one little piece of note. Starting tomorrow, for I think it's about 2 weeks, Epic Games are giving a free game away every day.
I've got a game list here.
Yes, and there's some good games on that list.
Oh, they've actually listed what they're giving away now in
I'm not
advance.
sure whether this list is
speculation.
accurate. This
It's
is just speculation. But I've got a list here of games, and if this is true, there's going to be some damn good games going for free.
Right.
So if you've got an
Assassin's
Epic
Creed,
Games
Odyssey,
account, guys, you
like
need
that.
to get on there every day from the 17th. So that starts tomorrow.
What game? Can you share the list?
I can share the list, but I don't know if this is accurate or not. This is
Well,
literally.
let's find out.
Tomorrow,
All right.
if the list's right, tomorrow it'll be Dying Light.
If the list is right, it'll be
Oh,
Dying
well.
Light tomorrow, possibly then Resident Evil 7. It could be The Witcher 3 after that, Mass Effect Andromeda, Assassin's Creed Origins, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Evil Within 2, Far Cry 5, Fallout 4, Borderlands 3. So that's
Which is
the
a
most
good game.
recent, isn't it? Monster Hunter Worlds, Dragon Age Inquisition, Horizon Zero Dawn, which has not long come out on PC.
Not an anime one.
No, that's the one with the robotic dinosaurs and stuff in it.
Not much difference, but one.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint and Hitman 2. That is speculation. We don't know if it's true. These are 15 free games coming to Epic. I don't
See-
know how true that is. Don't quote me on it. That is just a list I've been sent.
We should be checking every Thursday anyway.
As well.
I do. I've got a massive game library.
So have I. I haven't even downloaded half of them.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, everything in my Epic, I've got quite a few games, and everything in there is just a freebie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get my Red Dead 2 from there because it was cheaper than getting on Steam at the time, and there was a voucher. And
Yeah,
but I
that's
did-
what I've done
yeah.
with such as can't remember which game it was now, but yeah, that's what I do. I think I get a voucher every now and then. I'm going to
Yeah.
use it. So, but they give me free games every week. If there's a game on there that I want at that time and it's cheaper on there, I'll get it from there.
Yeah, exactly.
If it ever is Assassin's Creed Origins, if that is true and that is on there, somebody give us a shout, because I'll have that one.
Yeah, I'll be getting that as well.
I've got Valhalla.
But yeah, Turtles.
How's that? Hang on, that's juicy. You've not played it yet. All right.
Well, I've played it a bit. I've not had time because I've been playing Cyberpunk and Red Dead. So.
Oh, you got me all excited then. Go on, Sap. What were you saying?
No, it's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's Union Jack
We'll have
with the
you back
Christmas
on
tree.
afterwards. So after Christmas, we'll have you back on it, and you can tell us about Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I call it the
you
Saxon Murder Simulator.
Just going back to Virago did ask what's the difference. You obviously didn't listen to me at the beginning between Red Dead Redemption 2 and the online. The online, obviously, you have a super single player, so it's all the single player missions. The online is the online part of the game, which I believe's embedded. So if you've got Red Dead Redemption 2, you don't need to buy the online because you just use the online part. But
if you just buy the online and you don't have Red Dead, you don't have the storyline.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't have the story side of it.
You have an online sort of stories, don't you, or missions, but not.
Yeah, there is some online
Yeah,
stories and
yeah.
missions. But if you want the full game with the full full storyline and everything like you would do with GTA 5, then you need to buy the full game. But if you just want the online component, it's cheap at the minute for £4.50, £4.49 or whatever it is. It's damn worth
I'll
getting.
get it next Christmas in a sale.
Do you know what I got the other day? It was Pops was playing Steep, Steep, STEEP.
Oh, I've got that, I think.
Yeah,
That was mega cheap, wasn't it?
it's down from £25 to £5. I'm like, gone.
No, I think I've got it on Epic.
And it's
I've got it
pretty
for
damn
nothing.
good. It's pretty good, isn't it?
I can have a look.
You did a bit of snowboarding and stuff like that, but you've got is it the wing thing, the glider thing you do down the side of mountains and shit? And Wingsuit, whatever they call it. Yeah.
Turtles.
Oh, the wingsuits, yeah.
Turtles, if it's RP over VoIP you want, go get yourself into like an Arma 3 Life or something, because RP on them servers are compulsory, and if you don't do it, you basically get banned off it. So you'll get people with guns to the back, and you'll be shouting, "No, don't do it!" You know,
I used to play Altis Life.
Altis Life, yeah, that's what I used to do. Yeah, a lot of Altis Life, that and Takistan Life. I used to do that. But that's
I used to play Second Life. Did anyone else ever play that?
It's probably
not. No, I know about it, but I've not played it. Right, I don't know if this is going to work.
That's some really interesting places there. There's other people. Yeah, Dimwits has never played it. Never played it ever.
I have got Steep actually, but I've got it on Epic. So
yeah, I haven't played it for years for Argo. Yeah, it was interesting. There's some interesting people. Some very interesting people.
I still speak to some of the people I used to play Arma with. One of them I ended up playing War Thunder with, and he ended up, we were in a match, and he did really well, and the squadron approached him and said, "Come fly with us." He's now a competitive War Thunder player.
So, the other question then.
Yes.
2020 has been a shit year for viruses, etc. But has it been a shit year for games? For me, it was the year, although Euro Truck Sim didn't come out this year, it was the year I really fucking got into it. And mainly because I'm driving with you fuckers. I got that game and it just sat there collecting dust after a few plays. It was only TMP meeting you lot on Twitch and going driving that actually got me playing it more.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Same for me.
Other highlights.
You bought a steering wheel.
Yeah, I've got a steering wheel now, and I really wouldn't have bothered otherwise.
And I've received a steering wheel as well, which thank you, Mozzie. And
you received a steering wheel because of it on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny enough,
I use a joystick.
Dimwits in chat here, that was his steering wheel originally. He gave that to me years ago.
I know.
So, for me, highlights have been Doom Eternal. I'm shit at it, but fuck me, it's good. Red Dead 2, was that this year? I got it this year anyway. It came out this year.
Early this year, I think it was, yeah.
Squadrons, Star Wars Squadrons. That was a highlight for me. Yeah. What about you guys? Anyone else want to pile anything that's really outstood that you thought, this is a fucking brilliant game?
For me, Death Stranding.
Yeah, you played that a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I need to finish it. I don't know. It's an odd game. Running around delivering stuff on foot, falling down cliffs, stumbling all over the place because you're carrying way too much. The story is very, very intriguing, very interesting, and it just, for some unknown reason, just drew me in. And I mean emotionally as well. So, I would say that for me, really, obviously. Trucks with you guys. Red Dead of recent. Wreckfest as well. We did Wreckfest.
Yeah, of course, Wreckfest.
That's always been a good one. So, but yeah, for me, I think probably Death Stranding from a sort of story and graphical point of view, for sure. I am really enjoying Cyberpunk.
I mean, like you say, you can't slag it because everyone else is if it's working well on your machine.
It's working absolutely fine.
So, why would you? Golf with friends.
This one, Mozzie. Fall Guys. Very fun, but got very old very fast.
Fucking said it was going to happen. Although some streamers are still playing it.
But it doesn't mean.
No, it doesn't.
It's not a good game just to hop on for half an hour and have a little bit of a derpy laugh.
I say about a game, like I say about anything in life, it's worth the money if you think it's worth the money, and you've got the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, it wasn't an overly expensive game, and if I wanted to go on it for an hour and have a moose about, it was worth it for the amount of time I've played.
Among Us has taken over now, isn't it, as that cheap game that's everyone's playing.
That is good.
As well.
With a good group of people, that is a very good laugh.
I haven't got it. My daughter's got it. She plays it with all her friends now. I haven't got it.
Yeah, it's free on the phone. But you
I have been playing Firefighter Simulator.
Oh, Firefighter Simulator,
yeah. I've got 3 up at the minute, yeah.
I've got 3.
Go
I've
on.
got Firefighting. I've got Cyberpunk 2077 because I've been really enjoying that. Already got, like I said, I've already got 30 plus hours into the game, or gameplay out of that, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I've not even left Act 2 yet, so
yeah,
because I'm just exploring everything that I can explore.
Yeah.
Firefighting Simulator: The Squad as a single player game is Leroy Jenkins mode because it's really breakingly difficult working with the AI, but it's a multiplayer game. It's a lot of fun to relax with, and the third one for me, which you're going to like, Mozzie, is the remaster of Command and Conquer because that's a remaster done as remasters go.
I've forgotten about that.
That is how you remaster a game.
I 100% back you on that. That is how you do it, and everyone else needs to look at that, and they need to do the same with Generals now. Just tweak the graphics a bit, put it in widescreen, fucking give us it back. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do.
I would sit down and play Generals. If they did that to Generals, I would sit down and play Generals with you guys for hours.
I was playing Generals the other week. I've got Generals. I was playing it, even in its, the old version of it. But yeah,
can you imagine if they just did that, just tied it up a little bit, left the gameplay totally alone, made it widescreen, done. That's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. That's all they did with Command & Conquer. No, 100%. I've forgotten about that. That was a brilliant surprise. Didn't even see it coming until it came out. I was like, holy shit, 17 quid. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
See, from that respect, from that remastered, and one thing I was really pleased about, and I'm really glad I got it because I got it in a sale as well, and it was only about 7 quid. Age of Empires 3 got remastered,
Never
and
played
that is the same game that it was. You can pump up to a slightly higher resolution, but the graphics are pretty much the same. That is exactly that. It is widescreen, proper aspect ratio. Off you go. And I am really enjoying that.
No, exactly, for the same reason.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's harder than I remember it being. I was clearly better at it in the day. But either that or I never pumped up I never properly pumped it up. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Game-wise, not really. Halo released this year, and I approached it the wrong way. Myself and a friend, fellow streamer Shinatama, started doing legendary runs on it, and Reach wasn't so bad because if one died, you respawned on where the other guy was. The ones after that, you restarted that segment again, and that got old really quick. I was really looking forward to it, but I never got the enjoyment I wanted out of it because I just battered it too hard too early. And I fell out with that one pretty quick, which was a big shame. That was my disappointment of the year, because I was really excited for that. Apart from that, it's been very much getting re-familiar with what I used to play. Train Sim, Euro Truck, DCS. Microsoft Flight Simulator released. As much as I want to say I enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, I'm not as excited or I'm not as eager to just sit on it as I used to be.
You haven't streamed it much, have you?
No, and that's a lot of that's just because you have to sit down and it takes a lot of planning, and I could just jump on it and muck about. And I am very excited for it, and I'm enjoying it. Just not to just not to where I expected to. Just not to quite where I expected to, and that's a shame.
And
Sap, anything this year that stood out to you at all?
Well, I've played a lot more online trucks.
Yeah.
Because you guys and stuff. But, they're not new games by any stretch, but I have discovered games for myself. Things like the Dishonored games. I fucking love
Dishonored.
those.
I like the Dishonored front. Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's impossible to get the good ending. I've decided it's impossible.
I've not finished Dishonored 2, but I've finished Dishonored 1 and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's impossible to do it without killing anybody. Basically, that's how you get the good ending in Dishonored, is you don't kill a soul. But it's impossible. It's so hard to do. I'm sure it is possible, but it's not possible for me.
Nor me.
That was the way I play these games. And Singularity. That wasn't too bad. But
Yeah, no, I'm glad you played that because I played that as well. And
yeah, I tried all 3 endings.
I think as well because it's not a very well-known game. It's just a nice thing to recommend to somebody because it's just not very out there, and to play something like that has got similarities to the BioShock sort of series.
Yeah, and
it was a nice little game. That.
Other than that, I'm just looking down my list. I've completely fell out of love with Elite Dangerous. That's just such a grind fest. I'll probably go back to it if and when I get the new DLC where you can actually exit the ship on a planet and walk around.
I'm not either, Turtles. I'm not very.
Other than that, I've just been replaying games that I've already played before. You know, like the BioShock series.
Yeah, you did the series, didn't you?
The Mass Effect series. I love the Mass Effect. Mainly the first 3. Andromeda, not so much.
No.
But the first 3, I love them a bit. And I was so stoked when earlier this year I heard they're doing remastered versions of 1, 2, and 3.
BioShock is still my all-time favorites. The setting, at least, underground, under the ocean there in Rapture. It's the best setting I think I've ever played in.
I think it's the first one's one of the creepiest games I've played. That sounds a bit weird, but it is creepy.
It's the little girls that are creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're about ready to
Don't we all, Turtles? Don't we all? Kappa. Yeah, I know this show's going on.
Kappa Rear.
Yeah, Kappa.
Oh, and Deliver Us the Moon if you
Oh yeah.
Games.
That was quite good.
A nice little game to play. I could recommend that as well.
I know we're overrunning a little bit tonight, but you know it's the special, isn't it? It's the Christmas special. I must admit,
I need to try more of Greedfall. Actually, I started playing that.
Yeah.
People actually enjoyed it. But I don't know why. There was no reason. It's just I stopped playing it.
I was the same with Train Sim, but then I suppose it was only because I was streaming it. I hadn't played. I usually play Train Sim like a few times now and again, but because I was streaming it, I played it a lot more this year. To the point where I thought, you know what, I need a fucking break from it. I need to walk away from it for a while, and I'll go back to it and I'll play it again.
Yeah, same with Greedfall for me, because I need to give that a chance because it does look like a nice game, but it's just one of those. There wasn't anything wrong with it. I just didn't pick it up again.
Yeah, exactly. But I've played a lot more multiplayer thanks to being on Twitch and thanks to you guys. I've been playing a solo player on my own for many years, you know, and it was actually streaming, meeting you guys and the trucks and other bits and pieces. I've actually started playing multiplayer games again, a bit of Wreckfest, bit of golf with friends, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to get into the golf, you know, the PGA one with people that have got it. I know.
I'd like to play that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Getting that in the Christmas sale.
I've played with Dex a couple of times. I played with Nightmare twice, and he fucking kicked my ass. I played against Dex just on Discord one time, and I know DJ's got it. So you know, we can get a few of us together and have a round of golf in the new year.
Tournament. Do a proper tournament.
Yeah, I think there is a maximum amount of people.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I got it in the sale. I think I paid about 25 or something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Christmas sale.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Turtles.
Tomb Raider games. The Tomb Raider reboots. I'd like to redo those again.
I'd like to get back into Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Very good.
Anything that's been a flop this year? West Coast, Mainline, South. But apart from that, any DLCs or any games that you got and thought, fuck, this was nowhere near as good as I thought it was going to be?
Let me have a look at my Steam list.
Not really. Like you were talking about, because I got a few free game keys recently, and I've done a couple of videos, which we were saying earlier. You have to disclose that you got it for free.
Yeah. And
you were supplied it for review purposes. I need to have another look at those, but I don't think there's anything that's really disappointed me that much.
No,
that I can think of.
Thing is, I dodged the bullet, like that West Coast Mainline South that I was hyped about because I love the rest of the line. I didn't get it straight away, and then Wipeout's got it and other people, so it was kind of like, okay, I'll hold fire on that. I'm disappointed that I still haven't got it, but I will get it now. It's had the patches. PGA Tour is on Steam, Willie. It is.
That sounds that I have an interest in that.
It's good.
Sure.
If anyone used to like the old Tiger Wood games and stuff, it
Yeah.
plays very much like that.
Yeah,
There's a
I
few
love
little changes, but you know they've made some alterations a little bit, but it's got that feel about it. Fireball, thank you for the follow.
I used to always be that big, stout, ginger Scottish guy.
Oh, I know.
Tiger Woods.
Wore the kilt.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a pretty good year for games, really, hasn't it?
I don't think it's been a bad year, really.
All things considered. And yeah, I know Iberia's been delayed, but think about it this way, Virago. We know why it's delayed. They're going to put a whole new lighting engine, and think how good that's going to be. Think how good that's going to be when it comes out next year with the whole new lighting engine.
Let's not hype it.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best truck sim. Well, it already is the best truck sim you've ever played.
It's going to be a wow killer.
Yeah,
Tell you guys.
yeah. Honestly,
Wow killer.
honestly, it's going to make Cyberpunk look like crap. No, in all honesty, I don't know if you saw, Jack, that they're putting a whole new lighting engine in, and the differences are pretty. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice update. And again, I think when did it came out? 2011 or something, and they're still developing that same game. So
Exactly.
So
No, should be good.
Are we done? Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I am. It's
Yeah.
it's coming straight to bed.
It's an on-call week for me. Can you see? I've got black eyes. Actually, black eyes from getting woken up in the middle of the night.
Give me till Friday. You'll see me Friday.
Can we mention
Talking of
Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, can we talk about Friday?
Yeah.
Don't know, can we?
So Friday, we have the Christmas special of the Untitled Chat Show. We have reached out to every guest that was on the show this year. It's going to be a fucking logistical nightmare because nearly all of them have fucking replied and said, yeah, fuck it, I'll come back. Which is great. And I think that's a testament to the show that people want to come back. That does include these guys. Now, Sap, obviously, I know you wasn't a guest, but as part of the team, it would be nice if you could pop your head in for 10, 15 minutes at some point. That's what's going to happen, is the guests are going to come in for about 15 minutes or so, probably 2 or 3 at a time, because otherwise the show's going to last, well, till the morning. Get 2 or 3 people in, have a bit of a laugh, bit of banter, 15 minutes. Willie's not doing a quiz. We've tasked him with a fun Christmas fact he's got to give every fucking 15 minutes. And he's already swearing at us now for this task. But it should be a bit of a laugh, and it'll just an end of show party. And, you know, as a personal thing, as I know this is going to probably be the last gamer show, which started off as the Sim show and it's going to turn into the Grumpy Gamers, I want to thank the other hosts for building this show, because I think this is also doing very well. We're getting the viewership in, people are watching the VODs. You know, again, thanks to you, Jack, for coming in as a guest today. Thank you for you, host. So, you know,
nice.
and obviously that includes Jenks. You know, he can't always be here because, you know, IRL takes precedent every time, and, you know, he works shift work, in case people don't realise, driving. So he's tucked up in bed right now because I think he's got to be up at 3 in the morning and then drive for 12 hours. But you guys, you know, have put this together with me, and I think it's been a success. People seem to come in, people chat, people seem to enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. I hope you guys still do.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you. I think we all owe you a thank you as well for putting it together, for hosting it, and
definitely.
I plant the seeds, but I couldn't have done this on my own. I know that sounds like a cliche, but I plant the seeds, but on my own, it's sort of been shit. You know what I mean? It needed other people, and we did decide to go for more hosts on this one because we don't have a guest. But again, we probably will get the odd guest in from time to time. There are a couple of people we would like to. What do you mean? What are you going to boycott the Grumpy Gamers? Is it because Nightmare's not grumpy enough? We should get Nightmare in. You get him as a guest on here one night.
Actually, next year we have Amazon's MMO coming out, New World.
Yeah. Yes.
Me and Nightmare already have it. We've already played in one of the.
You beta tested, didn't you? Proper beta testing.
We did. Yeah. So sometime next year when that's released, or you know, maybe we could come in and talk about that.
Yep, absolutely. I think, you know, we always said, unlike the Friday show where it's guest driven a lot of the time, although sometimes we do the show without a guest, this one a guest is sort of a special now and again.
Yeah.
But we will.
bring forward
I think we've all agreed we'd happily have a guest on from time to time, and it's quite interesting. I don't know what you guys feel, but it was kind of nice in a way to have another opinion as well in the show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every now and then, when a specific game comes out, if none of you guys have got it, then if one of us guys have got it, we're happy to come in and talk about it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that worked tonight. Yeah, it's game driven, exactly for Argo.
At the end of the day,
Exactly.
So I will say that please tune into the Untitled Network on Friday at 8 p.m, not 9 p.m. We've got to start an hour early because by the end of it, we're all going to be sat there like, what? I've got some Carling in the fridge ready. I'm going to have a couple of beers.
I've got a bottle of rosé that was not rosé, bottle of red that was given from work to celebrate with.
My head is fucking sweltering in this hat, and I'm going to wear this for the whole fucking show on Friday. Heating's going off. Sorry, darling, on Friday. But if we don't see you on any of our individual streams, and please follow all the hosts. I think it's Gamer, isn't it? What is the fucking command to bring up the host here? And if I is it? I thought it was. It helps if is it Gamer? Game? Sim? No, it's not Sim anymore.
Well, I didn't know if you changed the command or not.
Gamers. I wish I shouldn't. I would do
There
it.
you
So
go.
there's all the hosts for this show. Obviously, we've got Mr. Union Jack on here as well, so make sure you're giving him a follow. Follow all these guys. You like us in the show, and people say, "Oh, I love your style." Well, these guys are the same on their streams as well. So go and give them all follows and say hi.
From us.
Yeah, but if we don't see you again, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yeah. And we will see you in the new year.
Bastards.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
guys. Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
We got to do a raid, haven't we?
Merry Christmas, and make sure you all look after yourselves.
Have anyone thought of a raid? Never thought of that.
I know that Jack's got a pick, hasn't he?
Yeah, go on, Jack. You're the guest. Fuck it. I could see someone playing Cyberpunk, but it's entirely up to you.
Who's playing Cyberpunk?
He's a good friend of ours.
Oh, go on, man.
Shall we?
Go on, man. Yeah, he's playing Cyberpunk.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
love him to bits. Playing something we'd spoken about.
He is playing something we've spoken about.
Yeah.
So
I'll set the raid off. You guys, do you want to say your goodbyes, and then we'll go. Anyone got anything to say? No?
Well, thank you for sticking about and letting me bore you with like some stuff. I've been waiting for the good stuff. So
no, it's all interesting, isn't it? It's all interesting.
We do seriously hope that you can all join us on Friday for that. Quite looking forward to it. We hope that everyone can have a good holiday period.
Stay safe.
And as ever, absolutely stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Yep. But as ever, we're all open to be approached if anyone wants to catch up or just wants someone to talk to. You're always more than welcome.
And thanks again for having me. Thank you all for watching.
Hey, good man. Good.
I will be about a little more soon. I'm rescheduling everything, so
nice one. Right, let's hit this raid, and everyone hang around for the raid and spam the shit out of his channel.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Take care.
And we are
officially out.